Alright guys, good morning. It is Thursday, beautiful January 9th. How's everybody doing today? Oh man, I bought some curtains so my green screen wouldn't always kind of bleed through, you know, and we'll see if that works. I think it's working. This is really the true test. This right here. It's not working. It's still bleeding through. I wonder if I need more light or less light. Yeah, that's better. It's probably my lighting settings. Because if I do it too much, I just disappear. I'll turn into a big floating head like this. Unless I can, like, Fix it. Do that. That works, right? That's good. I mean, I'm kind of like Edward in Twilight, you know. But like, that works. Alright. Now you can barely see it. Let me see if I can fix my shirt now. Yeah, that'll work. That works. Alright, guys. We got it working. Yeah, he's talking about Hero, man. He's talking about Hero, our mascot. Alright, guys. So, just to break through my watch list, I'm watching a few different things here. Mostly penny stocks that are moving this morning. AGTC recently popped up on my list. So, AGTC, I don't know why I didn't include this, but I might look for some put options on some of these right now while we're kind of hanging out here. I don't understand put options. You want to know why I don't like put options? It's because I have a put option in ACOR, and this thing dropped super weak yesterday. It's a $2 put option, and I've got like a month and a half for this thing to work. But for some reason, even though it dropped yesterday, the put option is still worth 50% of what it was yesterday. Makes zero sense. It might just be pre-market movement because the range is so high from like 35 up here, so it might think it's up here instead. But yeah, ridiculous, man, ridiculous. HIMX is the other one too, and that one maybe, but I mean it's still a $3 put option for HIMX. It was the whole put option itself is like $6, so you know. Alright. But yeah, AGTC popping up here. Like I said, I might look to buy some put options on some of these because they're looking unnecessarily extended. Let's see. Supply genetics, and I can trade options on this. Good pricing on this one. It's just good pricing, man. The only put options are terrible on this thing, man. Terrible, you know? I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say that this one's going to drop back down below $4, but do I feel like betting, you know, $400 on that? No, I don't, you know? Alright, but regardless, AGTC on my watch list, DBVT, gapping up some, DBVT, CHS, AZZ, ARGX, BNTX, NBRV, gapping up some, LJPC, gapping up a little bit. We got Snapchat, gapping up. We got 10. And that's basically it for penny stock land. We have Chewy. Then we also have the normal stocks I typically watch, like AMD, Roku, CGC, Tesla's moving some, MU, same thing. And then we have some gap downs like TUFN, BBBY, which is Bed Baths and Beyond, KSS. DPW is still super weak. I'm surprised this company's still around. We got PIXY gapping down, so we do have some gap downs. But yeah, I mean that's really it. Lately we haven't had that many mid and high caps that have been running that much, so. What's up, Steven? What's up, brother? Yeah, it's like when I'm looking at options here, man, it's just like, why would anybody pay for this, man? Why would anybody pay for this? You know, like, listen, I know they're cheap, and my whole thing is to look for cheap put options on overextended stocks. But if we look at AGTC here, you know, if we look at the put options that are available for this, the call options are much cheaper because I think it's very obvious that this thing's probably going to go up. But if we look at the put options, they're just ridiculously expensive here. I mean, 93 cents isn't that bad. They're just ridiculously expensive. Like, why, you know, like, listen, 5 cents under 250, but the fact that, you know, this one's basically $93 for a bundle. You know, 93 bucks, like $100 basically for a bundle, and it has to get under $4.07 for that to happen for AGTC here. It has to get under $4 basically. So you see this gap up. Before this gap up, it was at $4.20, right? And so it's like it has to drop below where it gapped up to in like 8 days. It has to drop below where it gapped up to, which is possible, but it's unlikely right now, at least. You know, most of the time when gaps give it back some, they don't give the entire gap back. They might drop back down to like $5 maybe. You know, but is it going to drop that well below where it started off today? No, I doubt it. It's plausible, it's possible, but unlikely, I think. And I think that's good option pricing from whoever's selling that option. I don't know who's going to buy that. You know what I mean? But hey, we'll see. All right, guys. So yeah, I mean, AGTC, the market's kind of dull, like it has been the last few days. What's up, team? Let me know what you all are watching. We're going to look up news in a second. Let me open up Discord. So I've been moving up. Sorry guys. So I've been, man, I'm losing my voice this morning, I think. But yeah, I've been moving up in stakes in poker. I've been moving up in stakes, and it's going okay. It's going all right. You know, here's my poker graph. You can see me moving up in stakes here. This is from SharkScope, so it's like I don't even make this graph. They just pull my numbers from the poker site that I play on. Like, I don't make this chart. They literally just grab all of my hands and all of my games from the poker site I play on, and I can't control what my stats are on the site. It's called SharkScope. People know about it, but this is my graph on SharkScope. And you can see it's very similar to trading, right? I'm starting to scale up in size in poker because you can see I was very profitable at the games I was playing. Like, you know, if you look at my stats here, my in the money is 40%, 39%. But, you know, I'm happy with that. You know, 39% in the money. That means that in roughly 40% of the games I was playing, I was cashing in, which is actually ridiculously high for poker. And it's ultimately what made me want to scale up and go up in stakes in poker, because I've been playing. You can see like a very obvious profit history here. I just play such small games with all the fish and low stakes that you have to be profitable. All you got to do is just play right and you'll be profitable. But yeah, you can see I moved up in stakes here, and it went okay. I doubled my profit very quickly, you know, yesterday. I moved up. I was used to playing 50 cent and $1 sit and goes, and now I'm playing $3 and $6 sit and goes. And so I'm moving up in stakes. We're going to see if I can build this account up. If anybody wants to play with me, let me know. Although you'll probably lose your stack to me because I'm a beast at poker, you know. Convenience, William. Convenience. Alright. And when I say you're gonna lose your stack to me, obviously I'm gloating and I'm just joking. I'm not acting like you really will. So don't be scared, you know. I'm playing global poker. There's some very suspicious stuff going on though. I had a dude yesterday, and I reported it to the site, and I'm not usually one of those guys that every time he experiences negative variance, all of a sudden cries cheating. I'm just not one of those guys. I understand that, like, negative variance is going to happen, and you're going to have some dummies on there that just give their stack away and get lucky sometimes too. But, like, the play that I was in yesterday, specifically in a sit and go, was very suspicious, and the guy also hid his shark scope, which means he doesn't want to tell people how he's been, like, if he's been making money or not on there. He doesn't want to let people see how much money he's making on there, which is suspicious in its own right. Bro, I get a lot of sleep every night, dude. Huh? Hey, buddy. You leaving? Alright, come here. I love you. Have a good day at school, bud. Alright? Love you. Have a good day. Alright, I'm back. But yeah, no, I go to sleep early, man. I go to sleep early, bro. I go to sleep at like 8 o'clock. No, not that early. I go to sleep at like, realistically, like 10:30 every night. Wake up at like 6:30. You know, 6:30 maybe. And so I get sleep. Three other one-day lotto ticket put plays I am watching are Deutsche Bank, as well as once again the gruesome retail twosome of Macy's and Abercrombie and Fitch. Both of those became even cheaper shorts this week. Yeah, 100%. Deutsche, I'm surprised Deutsche is still around after the whole 2008 nonsense that went down with it. Abercrombie and Fitch, honestly, I'm surprised they are still around as well, because, you know, I used to wear Abercrombie back in the day when I was like a teenager, you know what I mean? And back when Abercrombie was like the cool thing, like the preppy kids thing was like the cool thing, you would walk into their stores and there would be like a lot of techno and cologne smells, and it would be like every time you walk in the store, it's just techno. That was my teenage years, was Abercrombie. It's not that I went there that much, but that was like the cool thing to do back when I was a teenager, you know. They had like the little moose on the shirts. I remember them, you know. Alright, but yeah, Snapchat's moving. We're going to look up some news, although I'm not really loving the news on mid and high caps. Mostly it's just penny stocks that are running today. Specifically, AGTC is looking good. Gapping up from 416 to 655. That looks good. DBVT, AZZ, ARGX, FNGU. And what I was saying, though, about poker is that poker actually translates very well to trading. Right? Poker is extremely similar to trading. And I learned poker first. Poker was my favorite game before I traded, you know, and it kind of is what got me into trading a little bit, because it was like, okay, I can play poker like a big boy with trading. That's basically what trading is. At least that's the logic I saw. But poker is extremely similar, specifically with regard to risk reward calculation, you know, variance as well. You need to have patience and just kind of wait for good hands. In trading, you have to have patience and wait for good setups, and then you have to calculate risk reward with those setups. Same thing with poker. You have to wait for good hands and then calculate risk reward with those hands and what everybody else has. And so it translates very well to poker and vice versa. Yeah, penny stocks have been moving, man. MTL. Let me take a look. And as you can see, like, I'm a solid poker player. Like, my graph is green, you know, which most people, like, I'll look up people I'm playing against. Most people don't have a green poker graph. Most people the graph goes down, you know. But, yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens. I have a few other accounts, too, and so I'm kind of growing each of them. But lately, I've been playing on global poker. All right, but yeah, I mean, I'm not seeing AGTC, one watch. What was the other one I had on my watch today? Yeah, that's honestly the way I had to I was trying to get my buddy, Joe. Joe says the big difference between poker and trading is that with trading, you can actually look at a chart and see what other players are thinking at any given time. Trading is more like playing a video game. And that's accurate, because whenever I was trying to get my buddy to start trading, you know, I always try to get my friends involved in trading, and they never care about it. I'm like, yeah, bro, you can make all this money, you can do this in trading. It's kind of like, do this. They never care about it. They're always like, yeah, that's cool, bro. I don't care. And so the way I try to describe it to my buddy that likes video games is, I'm like, bro, it's like playing video games for a living. Like, that's what it is. It's like a video game. It's like a grown-up video game is what trading is. I try to explain it to him like that. He still doesn't care. But, like, that's how I approached it. AMD. Yeah, I'm watching AMD Precise. AMD and MU both look okay. AMD and MU both look alright. But, yeah, we'll start looking up some news. I guess, but in the trading video game, you can actually lose money as opposed to a regular video game. I guess that's true. So we're going to look up AGTC here. This is Applied Genetic Technology. All right, and so this looks like this is early stage. I'm going to turn the music down a tad bit so we can hear this news. And so basically, I probably should turn it down in my headphones more than anything. There we go. But yeah. So AGTC is Applied Genetic Technologies Corporation. They are up after basically early stage eye therapy data. So they posted positive results from their phase 1 and 2 trial. The trial was for their investigational gene therapy for retinitis pigmentosa. Sounds like a Harry Potter spell. A disorder that causes vision loss. Applied plans to launch a pivotal trial by the end, and this is all quoting from Dow Jones Newswires, and they say, quote, Applied plans to launch a pivotal trial by the end of this year and also plans to enroll additional patients in this trial during the first 3 months of the year, end quote. And again, that is from Dow Jones Newswire. So yeah, positive phase 1 and 2 trial results for their investigational drug. It's ultimately for retinitis pigmentosa, and that is a disorder that causes vision loss. So positive trial results for, I should probably pull the stock up now. AGTC positive trial results for this one. It's gapping up from 416 to 630. Worth the watch. It's definitely on my list today. I doubt it's tradable on TEFs, but I might look at it depending on if the option prices change, specifically for Robinhood. So we'll keep an eye on that. That's what I'm ultimately looking at right now for AGTC. We also have, let's see what else we got. We got DBVT, which is gapping up from 1124 to 1364 for DBVT. And we can look this one up and see what the news is for this one as well. This one, let me find it. All right, so this one is up after the company reported positive 3-year long-term data from the People, which I guess is the name of their phase 3 open label extension study. So yeah, positive trial results for this one as well. Or I guess it's positive 3-year long-term data from their phase 3 open label extension study of the Viaskin peanut in children with peanut allergies. So a peanut allergy study had positive results for DBVT, and it's gapping up over that. Like I said, it's gapping up, let's see, about $1.50, $2. So we'll see what happens with this one for DBVT. We also have NBRV. Like I said, this one is another one on my watch list. This one, larger float. You can tell just by looking at it. Let me see what the float is. NBRV. I'm not seeing it. There it is. The float is 72 million, so not tiny at all, especially for a cheap stock like this. This one is up after the company received FDA acknowledgement of the NDA resubmission for the intravenous Contepo for injection. So yeah, FDA acknowledgement of their their NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement submission for their intravenous Contepo for injection. So that's the news for NBRV. We'll see what happens with that one as well. We have HELE, which is up on positive guidance here. Maybe this one's worth a watch. Low volume and very expensive, but we'll keep an eye on HELE. And this one, again, is up after upbeat results for the third quarter, and they raised their 2020 guidance for HELE. We'll see what happens with that one as well. We're going to keep moving here. I think CHS is another one that we can look at. It's 376, gapping up to 438 for CHS. I don't know why Party City results are showing for this one. Okay, so yeah, this is mostly yesterday's news. So they raised their fourth quarter outlook, is what's going down with CHS, which is Chico's Foss Incorporated. They raised their outlook for the fourth quarter, and they also said that their same-store sales have improved for the first time in several years. You know, they raised their outlook, but I mean, I think it's kind of a fluff piece. We'll see what happens with that one, though. CHS is worth a watch, I guess. AXNX. We also have BNTX, maybe. What else am I watching today? I'm trying to look at the penny stocks, but kind of slow here. APLS is another one. This is the one I was watching this morning for APLS, gapping up from 39.14 to 41.61 for APLS. This one looks like a common stock offering of 9.5 million shares at $37 a share is what this one is. So it's an offering for APLS. We'll watch it. We'll see what happens. We'll see if it's volatile enough. And it's worth a watch. We're going to move on to some gap downs here specifically. Now we do have a few gap downs. We have TUFN gapping down. TUFN. This one's down after fourth quarter guidance was cut. So it cut its fourth quarter guidance for TUFN. We'll see what happens with that one. We also have Bed Bath & Beyond, BBBY, my wife's favorite store. Let's see what this one is. This one is down. A few people saying this is from the overall market. Okay, so yeah, basically what's going down with Bed Bath & Beyond is that they put out something that said that they are going to actually delay their closing of 20 stores until they can hold clearance sales for those stores. And so Bed Bath & Beyond, yeah, basically reiterated that it plans to close 20 stores, but it did emphasize that it is going to hold clearance sales on those before it actually closes those stores. And then they said, quote, "We are still on target to open approximately 10 total stores, including about 2 Bed Bath stores during the fiscal 2019, said CFO Robin D'Elia during the company's earnings call, according to a transcript from Capital IQ. So yeah, basically, they're going to close 20 stores, but they're going to hold a clearance sale prior to their closing. So we'll see what happens with that one. We also have Kohl's, another retailer that's down. KSS is the symbol for Kohl's. You can see it's gapping down from 49.38 to 45.24 for it. This one is down. It was cut to a neutral from a buy by B of A Securities. It did post a holiday sales update that I guess wasn't up to par. It sees 2019 EPS at the, quote, low end of previous guidance. And it also said that it expects the fiscal 2019 diluted EPS to be at the low end. Yeah, that's what it said, basically. All right. So, yeah, that's what's going down with Kohl's. It's gapping down as well, so lower guidance than expected for KSS. We also have PIXI here, or PIXY, sorry. This one had a pretty big gap up yesterday, and it's back down. Huge percentage move, though, and so this one's worth a watch. I think this one's just up after the news from yesterday. We'll keep PIXY on watch as well. And like I said, guys, if you guys have anything specific that you want me to look at, let me know. I could look at the overall market really quick. Let me make sure Mitch isn't trying to get in here. Hold on. Nope, not yet. But yeah, the overall market is up. If anybody caught we did watch the press conference here yesterday. And like I said, the press conference basically had Trump saying that no Americans were killed. I believe he said no Iranians were killed as well. That the damage was very minimal, and that's basically what he said. We had the most powerful military in the world, and so forth and so on. That's what he said. I'm not saying I agree with that or that is factually correct. I'm just saying that that's what he said. I didn't necessarily fact check that. What's up, Can? What's up, brother? So we'll keep an eye on the SPY, and I'll look up the overall market news for this as well today. See if we can find the ETF preview. And then my job could be done for the day. Let me see. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and quote the ETF preview again. And this is from MT Newswires. It says, quote, U.S. stocks were logging modest gains ahead of the open, with tensions in the Middle East easing as the U.S. and Iran chose to defuse a brewing war between the two countries. Tehran said it has concluded its retaliation for the killing of top Iranian General Qasem Soleimani, and U.S. President Trump has toned down his rhetoric, saying the U.S. will only impose economic sanctions on Iran for its aggression. Back home, investors are looking ahead to the weekly jobless report claims out at 8:30 Eastern time, which it should have come out already, with expectations for the claims to come in at 219,000. Let's see if that came out yet. That's supposed to come out today, right? It says 8:30 Eastern time, which was 30 minutes ago. No, if anybody knows those numbers, let me know, team. All right, and we can go back into commodities now. Crude is up 0.2%. The U.S. oil fund is down 1.3%. Natural gas is down 0.8%, and the U.S. natural gas fund is down 1.3%. Gold is down 0.8%. The Spider Gold Trust is down 0.8%. Silver is down 1.5%. The iShares Silver Trust is down 1.4%. And yeah, that's basically the market news today. We'll see what happens. As you can see by the SPY, it is up nicely today. We'll see what happens with the overall market. Hopefully we'll get some volatility with that. A few other ones I'm keeping an eye on is CGC and Kron. Cannabis stocks, they've been serving me fairly well in this market, and so we're going to keep an eye on them. Again, like I did yesterday, I'm trying to take some larger swings at the open, and even though I was able to kind of fight back for my losses, I was down like 120 bucks yesterday, and I ended up being down like 40 or 50 at the end of the day. I haven't actually looked to see what my account's at. I know it's down, but yeah, that was basically what went down with the overall account. I'm still up $1,850. But yeah, I have been kind of giving back some of my wins here. And so we'll see what happens. What's your view on LK? I think LK is very up there the last few months, the last 2 or 3 months or so. I don't know. It's a coffee company, and even though it might be really successful, it all just depends on the numbers, I guess, fundamentally speaking for this one. Daily chart looks good, but it also looks somewhat extended, and I think it'll probably pull back some. It has had some really nice moves, though, so we'll see. And since I don't know the fundamental numbers necessarily, it's hard for me to say whether it's going to go up or down, you know. All right, here we go. We got Mitch in here. There he is. What's up, Mitch? Let me lower the volume so we can hear him. Hold on. go. What's up, bro?
What's up? What's up?
What's up, man? How's those volume levels? How's Mitch versus me versus the music? Let me know if that works.
What's going on, guys? What's going on?
What's up, bro? All right, guys. Man. But yeah, even my journey of scaling up in poker, even my journey in moving up in stakes in poker is very relevant to trading, right? So I moved up in stakes in poker. I initially lost money, and when I would have a losing session, I would probably lose like $5-10, something very small, very minimal, like $5, maybe $10. Now, after I moved up in stakes in poker, when I have a losing session, I lose like $40-50. And so it's a very new thing to me. And so, for instance, when I first started out, I lost. And then once I kept going with the long game, eventually I broke well into the profit and doubled my account. And I think that's very relevant to trading as well. It's a very similar process in trading as it is in scaling up in stakes and poker. And so you just got to stick with it. You got to understand it's a long game. It's not a short game. Short-term results and short-term variance will happen in trading as well as poker. And your goal is to be successful long-term, not short-term. And so you got to think about it in that regard, and it'll be beneficial for your mindset. What's up, Jacob? What's up, brother? What's up, Lewis? Uh-oh. Yeah, we got Mitch in the chat. Everybody post the Mitch emoji if you can.
What's going on, guys? How we doing? We doing? Good morning.
There he is. What's up, man?
All right. How we doing? Good morning. How we doing, Joe? What's up, Base? Star. We got TD, Andrew, Precise, William, Tuna Slayer in the house, guys.
Uh-oh. I hate tuna.
Emmanuel, we got, of course, Killer, Ken in the house, Nelly. What's going on, guys? If you guys are new to the chat, say hello. What's up, Jonathan? Good morning.
Yeah, listen, Killer's like our mascot, man. He's here every day. I actually looked at the Nightbot results, and he comments on our chat the most out of everyone else. I kind of want to do a gladiator where, should we ban him? Because he never talks about trading, so, should we ban him? Get a vote going for his chat life in here? But
leave Killer alone.
No, I'm just joking, Killer. We love you, man. Just talk about trading, and remember, listen, Hero, I'll help you make everybody like you a little bit more, okay? If you want people to like you more, the best thing you can do is right at the opening bell, right whenever the market's trading, don't say anything, unless it's about trading. Then, as the stream ends, it gets a little bit closer to ending, then you can pick up the chat a little bit more. But when you're asking questions about irrelevant stuff right at the open, like I said, it makes people frustrated. But we love you, man. We're going to keep you. I'm just joking with you, man. Yeah, he's the court jester. I like it. What's up, Hero? What's up, Dragus? What's up, brother? What's up, Drone Chaser? What's up, Luke?
All right, let's do this, guys. All right, guys. I'm going to run through some news right quick.
Right, let me throw Mitch up.
I'll make it nice and quick today. There's a couple stocks that I like. We're getting a lot of plus side moves. Of course, we got the great news from the markets, no World War III. So at least for right now, we can say that. And the markets are showing it. We broke out of the consolidation for the majority of the market. And we got a lot of good news today on a lot of stocks. But let's go to the one downside one that I have. Let's look at KSS. KSS got hit. Why, guys? Bro. Yep. Because the lowered outlook here. Their guidance wasn't the best. They lowered it down, I think, to 1.85. Oh, no, that's LB. Kohl's lowered their outlook. Their holiday outlook wasn't the best either. And this is down almost 10%. I'm going to be watching this one as we broke down through this consolidation. And we're in this area here at the bottom of the chart. I think you really need to watch today if it can get back above 45.80s. That's kind of the line in the sand. I think it could bounce a little bit. But after that, I think we could see this one really come down. I would look for this one to maybe bounce up here 47 before it goes. But it definitely has some down pressure on this one. We can look at LB also. LB is down also because of holiday sales and fourth quarter guidance going down from $2 to $1.85. LB's the interesting one. This one gave really bad kind of the earnings there, and it really didn't go down much. It went down 2%, but I'll be watching for this one to break down big today. I'm looking for $18 to hold as resistance, and once it hits 18, it should come right back down to the 17.25s. We have a good risk to reward on this chart. We'll definitely be watching LB today. This is about the only two that I really like on the downside. I'm really not trying to short too much in this market right now, but we'll definitely see.
Yep.
Okay, so moving on to some upgrades. Let's get into some upgrades. We got Starbucks. Starbucks was an upgrade. This upgrade for Starbucks is actually an upgrade above $100. So this is from Barclay, and they upgraded from equal weight to overweight, and the price target at 107. If you look at this chart, you're going to see a bottoming effect here, closer towards the 85s. I think that's kind of downside risk in this stock. So when you think about it, right now the stock is at $90. We have a $5 down risk, and we have a potential price target put above us, about $17 up. So that's good risk to reward, a good chart to watch. We just broke out through the 90s. I'm going to watch to see if we can hold 90 on a pullback today. The price that I'm really looking at is $89.90. If we can pull back towards that level and get right back above, I think we can break through 90.50 today and maybe get to 91. All right, guys, next stock I'll take a look at is stock I wouldn't trade, but I'll just mention it for you traders out there, is Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs is actually getting an upgrade today. You look at this chart, and Goldman Sachs looks like it's breaking out, guys. Long-term daily chart has it breaking out above this 230, and then when it broke out above the 230, it actually held the 230s on the pullback, and now has pushed up there to the 240s. I think you can get Goldman Sachs to make a move towards 250 in the next couple weeks. Another one that has two upgrades, guys, is Snap. Snap is really starting to become an interesting stock, as if you look on the weekly chart, we're kind of getting up to these resistances from the kind of the opening, and we're really trying to make a move towards 20 and 25 in this stock. But the question is, how much volume are we going to get at the top levels here in 18s? I think that's really going to be vital. I think this stock will make a chance or a run towards 18. I'm not sure it's going to happen today, but I can tell you that at least the daily chart and weekly chart supports a move towards that 18 and 20. We'll see if it gets the volume to keep it going, and then maybe get it to 20 to 22s and then 25. This is one that's really turned around. I think Snap is finally finding ways to make some profit, and that's through marketing. Kind of their marketing stories have really kind of not done bad. That idea at first looked really negative, but now has actually turned out to be quite positive. There's a couple of kind of content shows that are on there. They get a lot of subscribers. So I think in the long run, Snap is trying to figure out their business, and they're getting to the point where they're actually making money from their marketing, and that's how Snap can definitely start making a move.
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
Ben over there. What do you want us to call you, fat bottom girl? Do you want us to call you Ben? Isn't your name Ben?
You're not fat bottom.
No, I think he clarified that he's using maybe his girl's account. I'm not sure what he said. If you are female, my bad. Just let us know what to call you. I'd prefer not to keep calling you FBG.
There's nothing wrong with FBGs.
Ben or FBG,
All right, guys. The only other news that I really have before John goes over kind of the major market news, I'm going to go over the Fed
Gotcha.
talk this morning. I don't know if you guys were watching, but we actually had Fed Vice Chairman Richard speaking on the economy and monetary policy this morning. I was watching that pretty much all morning. I like to kind of listen to these guys, kind of trying to pay attention to how they feel versus how the overall Fed feels. Why? Because a lot of these guys have strong opinions. And the way the Feds work is they sit around kind of like at a round table, and they all speak their points. They all speak their kind of their data, their support for how their judgment is. And so today he was talking about how unemployment is okay at 4%. Today we got actual job numbers. Don't know if you put that out yet, but we did get job numbers. So the weeklies were down. Weekly jobless claims fell, but the number of unemployment surged to more than a 1.5-year high. So what he was talking about was how unemployment is okay at 4% or under that. A lot of the times we thought kind of a perfect environment for employment was actually above 4%. And now he's saying that even at 3 or 2%, the environment for unemployment at that rate is still fine. Inflation won't rise as much as people think. And another thing that he was talking about a lot was, at first he talked about how the Fed is still trying to keep inflation at 4 to 5%. And then he talked about how sometimes the neutral for inflation, and this is from kind of the Bank of Japan, the ECB, all of them have pretty much gone down on their view for what neutral is for inflation. And what he says neutral is for inflation is 2 to 3%. And he says that over the last 8 years, you've seen a decline in that thought, because that thought 8 years ago was that neutral for inflation was 4 to 5%. And we've gone down from 4 to 5% to a view of 2 to 3% is what he feels neutral is. So what we've really seen is a decline in integrated global capital and a slowdown in productivity growth. Another thing that's really affecting us is the aging demographics that create a demand for safe, riskless assets, and a changing in the banking systems because they're trying to provide more riskless assets. So one of the things he talked about after that was really that we need to respect kind of the global environment, because our environment actually is looking good. The economical data is supporting kind of another bull run. But what's really going on, I think, in holding back even the market from just completely ripping out is the global environment. So he says we really need to keep an eye on that so that we can kind of keep inflation rate at the rate that we want to keep it. And we have to understand that it's not only the United States that affects us, but it's the world and the global environment.
Yep.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. Those are actually my notes from all the speech, and I definitely try to take my time out for you guys to kind of get some information that you guys normally are getting from analysts and people that try to kind of have some biasy, because a lot of the times they have either stocks in this or kind of some biasy. So I really try to get you guys some news that you normally wouldn't watch. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me today with the news, and I'll let John take back over.
All right, guys. So, yeah, kind of went over the market news already. SPY is up. Basically, the good news between all of this that's going down, at least what seems like good news, is that Iran is saying that they are not going to they're not going to do anything else. Trump is saying that they're not going to do anything else, except maybe increase sanctions. And hopefully, we had a lot of people that were worried about World War III and all this stuff, and I think that is going to calm it down a little bit. I think that hopefully we're good, and hopefully it shouldn't escalate any further. And I think the good thing is that both sides are saying that they do not want it to escalate any further. And so with that, hopefully we can find some middle ground, and there's no more attacks on either side.
Hey. Did you see the 500 magnet?
What?
500 magnet. I've been calling out, guys. Yesterday, people were probably thinking I was crazy of thinking that Tesla was going to 500.
Oh, Tesla, man, Tesla.
I called that breakout. I called that breakout yesterday, and man, did that thing break out.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not.
There's a 500 move, man. The 500 magnet. I had that feeling when it broke 400 and it broke with that much momentum. I was like, yeah, this thing's going 500.
Tesla's dead to me, man. Tesla's dead to me. It never picks trends. I hate Tesla in the morning. It used to do me really well. Something happened, man. I don't know what happened.
I love you, John, but it does pick trend. It's just the trend that we're not trading.
The first hour is terrible. Look at the first. Here, do this. This is what I'm really talking about. I'm not saying it doesn't pick a trend, because most of the day it actually picked an upward trend, a very obvious upward trend yesterday. What I'm saying though is that first hour, man. Look at this. It's picking a trend, but the trend is sideways. Like, look at the first hour. This is the first hour. Look at this action. Look at the VWAP. It's sideways. It's crossing over under the VWAP. Sideways.
What I tell you is change the chart to a 1 hour chart.
Right. Well, of course, a 1 hour chart's just going to show one candle for the entire period I'm talking about. That's what I mean, though, is that look at the day before.
Bullish. The thing is that the stock has a tendency of having such a big range that if you pay attention to the 1 minute VWAP, you'll be faked out.
Right. Well, what I'm saying
it makes bigger time moves.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying though. Is what I'm really saying is that the first hour of the day, it's staying neutral, and it's done that every day. It's been up and down, and the range is big because it's going from the highs and lows, kind of crossing over the VWAP, going sideways, and it's been doing that every morning in the first hour. And so specifically, look, here's the first hour of this day. So like specifically that first hour of every day, Tesla just kind of crosses over and under. It might actually be, except for this day. This is one day that it didn't. But even then, I just looked at like 4 or 5 days. 1 day out of 5, 20% of those days has it actually picked a decent trend in that first hour of the day. And so with that, it's just not good for fades in the first hour. It's just not good.
Definitely not. I would definitely agree with that. The issue. It's a high range, high volatility stock. So when you have that high range, high volatility, and then also a lot of people trading it, you're going to get those swings. The only way to get around those swings is either to scalp it on the 1 minute or look for bigger range trades on the 15 or maybe hourly chart. Right. Because if you look on the 15, you're going to see the bottoming effect. You're going to see the kind of where the support is on the stock. A lot of times when we get the drive in this stock, it comes all the way right back down. And so a lot of people don't expect that. They see a drive of, let's say, 3% that goes up 13 points, 14 points. And then when they see the pullback all the way down to only $1 from where the breakout happened, they get stopped out in between that. And then the stock goes right back up to VWAP. And then they think, okay, no, I'll take another shot. Then the stock goes right back to support. They get stopped out. Then the stock comes right back to VWAP. They say, oh, I'll go one more time. Then they get stopped out again at support. So that's why you have to know the range. Give yourself the range. If you're not giving yourself the right range, you can get yourself in a trade like in Tesla where you're taking 10 trades easily. And what you're doing is you're just getting stopped out in between the range. Right. So understanding range in a stock like this is really how you really capitalize. So what I mean by that is, let's say right now, the stock is between 498 and 488. What is that? That's a $10 range, guys. So $10 range means that when you get into the stock, sometimes it's going to be okay to even risk, let's say, $4 or $5 on this trade. And that's the hard part, I think. I don't think there's a lot of people that can understand how to trade and risk 4 to 5 points, because the amount of share size that you have to get is very small.
Right. And that's what I was trading it, especially in the last week. I was trading Tesla, and that's something I had to really learn how to do. I remember one time I bought like 5 shares. The other time I bought like 10 shares. But if people were saying I was trading too small, but it's like if I buy 100 shares of Tesla, I could very easily be down $500 in like a minute, and that's not what I want. And so you have to buy 5 shares, 10 shares. The range is huge. It's a huge range on Tesla. And
Yeah,
so
it's like if I went to go trade Amazon. Even if I had the money, I can't go and just buy 1,000 shares of Amazon.
oh no, you'll be down 20 grand in like a.
So what I say is any stock like over 200, you really need to pay attention to the range. If you're not paying attention to the range, that's how you get caught in the higher cap stock, and the stock just rips. And next thing you know, you're down big time. And the reason why, you didn't pay attention to the range. You thought that you could risk 20, 30 cents on a stock like this, which is absolutely almost impossible. I can tell you that just because what's going to happen is what John talks about, the up and the down move. It's just going to stop you out.
Yeah, it's going to cross you over and under the VWAP. It's going to chop you out of that thing, man.
Yeah, you have such a higher probability of the stock chopping you out than you have a probability of holding to the range.
Right, and that's what exactly, like, just even my little back testing session I did just now, what was it? Like, it was choppy within that first hour 80% of the time in the last 5 days, trading days, 80% of the time. 20% of the time would it actually hold the VWAP and pick a trend. The other 80%, it was just crossing over and under, just staying very stagnant, very sideways, very choppy, and then eventually it would break out. But up until that breakout level, you got to just leave it alone unless you're planning on specifically shorting it around the top and covering it at the bottom and taking advantage of that chop, which I don't necessarily recommend. I think that's a very risky form of trading.
All right. Hey, John, you're about to see a chart that
Hey, Pop.
I just laugh about it.
Is it down?
Yeah, man, the A poop, bro. The A poop.
Dude, how many times do I have to call out all of these moves, bro? Like people
this
wonder.
This is the funniest one. People thought like, oh yes, A poop going to $30 today.
And I hate to be that guy that's like, nah, that one's going down. Look at that thing in a week. That thing's gonna be down. And look at it, man. I was 100% correct. Because here's the problem that people
it just faded too. Well, it did the fade too.
Well, when you see these happen over and over and over again, you kind of understand. The big thing with penny stocks, guys, the big thing you have to understand is that number one, most of these are terrible companies. They're crap. They're terrible companies, man. They're most of the time they gap up. A lot of times they're just getting pumped up by insiders. They're either getting pumped up by insiders or all the penny stock traders or all the chat rooms are just buying them out of hype. Are they going to hold these gains? A large majority of the time they are not. And if you can find put options on there with reasonable pricing, you can make bank just buying put options on these terrible companies that get pushed up from hype. And that's my put option strategy. It's just you look for these terrible, crappy companies, you let them gap up with all the hype, you buy a two week, month, maybe 2 month put option, and you just wait. You just wait for that thing to come back down. It's super profitable, you know. All right, my bad. I ranted. Go ahead.
No, you're good, man. It happens, man. There's a reason why I've already named it. You know? Just added a no.
Yeah.
This is what experience will give you guys. A lot of times people ask us like, oh, well, you know, now that you've been in the market for this amount of time, what do you kind of know about? I know about these.
Right. I know penny stocks fail. I know everybody. I know new traders get wrapped up in bullish hype in penny stocks and they think they're going to go to the moon, and most of the time they drop about 200% after the gap up. You know, I know that. I know that.
And what it really is, guys, is you got to understand, what do penny stocks try to do? They try to get investors.
Yeah, that's what they do.
That's just what it is. This is what they're trying to do. Because they don't have, a lot of times penny stocks don't have what we call proven profits. Yeah. It's just estimated that the future gains will get there. And so the only thing they're trying to do is capture your emotion.
Right. If you're an investor, how many times do you see this on like Facebook advertising? This is the next Amazon. You know, this guy called out this stock back. This guy called out Amazon back in 2008. Now he's calling out this penny stock. You know, this is the new Amazon. This is the new Facebook. Like, how many times do you see that? I see that all day. And I'm laughing every time I see it.
All day.
You know?
Happens all the time.
All day I'm seeing that. You know, that plug. You know, it's the new Amazon, guys. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's a $3 terrible company that just wants to hype it up so you'll buy it. You know what I mean?
And that's how it goes. That's why I like the slower moving ones. Like one that I'll take a look at, guys, that I've been thinking about getting into is Workhorse. Look at this one. It actually looks really good on the weekly and daily. look at this flag, it looks like it's trying to break out through 350. I've always wanted to buy this one at $3 in the last kind of 2 or 3 months, but I haven't had like kind of what I would say in Spanish, the big, drive to grab this at $3 and take a swing. But I definitely did like this one because it actually has some proven profit. It has contracts. It has things that are supporting it for the long-term growth.
Ooh.
I think that's what you need to see.
Hey, my bad. I don't mean to interrupt you. Tesla's actually spiking up right now. But just to bring attention to another one of these moves, look at INPX. Same exact move on a much larger scale. John Johnson just called this one out, and he's right. Like, same thing. Look at the 30-minute chart on INPX. Same exact thing. Look at this chart. This is exactly what happens. Look at the 30-minute chart on INPX. This is what we're talking about, David.
This makes me laugh.
You better believe these things are getting hyped up. And listen, you can make money on this move. You can make money on this upward move here. You can make money on this. A lot of people are. But a lot of people are also holding the bag when this happens, and so you just got to be careful. This is the equivalent of, this is just a pump and dump, but this is what happens with these terrible companies. So point is, if you could take anything from my rant here this morning, it's do not marry these penny stocks. Do not do it, because most of the time they are terrible companies.
An offering that happened at that $20 price point.
All right, we got 15 seconds, guys. Let's do this here. Let me get everything ready. Let's do it.
Let me see what happened. Oh, yeah, NASDAQ compliance.
Yeah.
And it's actually this is a reverse stock split. That's why it went up. A lot of times with reverse stock splits, that's trying to create value, and there was no value there, guys.
Yeah. All right, we got the SPY ripping up to 326.20s.
AMRN, huge down move there.
Watch that one for sure.
That one's on a really bad side of the daily chart. On the downside, you got to be careful with up moves, but this one just got 175,000 shares. Also looking for CGC.
Yeah, I'm looking at CGC too.
Just because the daily chart supports maybe either holding $20 here or breaking 20. So that's what I'm really paying attention to.
AMD popping up to 49s. I'm also watching CGC because if it can break under that previous close.
Really high up, a gapper. We'll look for that one to pull back.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm also watching CGC. If it can break under that previous closing price, we'll take some swings at it. Possibly for a short, but again, I think it's also dependent on what the overall market does. Market's pushing up at 326.30s here. The high of pre-market is at 326.40, and I believe we're breaking lifetime highs again. I believe these are lifetime highs. Yeah, these are lifetime highs here. So 326.40 is the new lifetime high in the market. We're about 10 cents away from that right now. So this is the new lifetime high, I believe. Let me confirm that. Yeah, 326.40 is the new lifetime high.
Oh. Like workhorse today, guys, a pullback here. VWAP.
SPY's rejecting right at that lifetime high. So we'll see that. AMRN, like you said, is looking solid. CGC has broken underneath the previous close. I'm going to put on some jazz, like I always do. Tesla, big drop. Big drop in Tesla. CGC is looking like the more interesting one for me right now, though. AMD is popping up
here. 77s for work. We'll risk 7 cents. AMRN at the VWAP there. If you want to take a VWAP fade on that one.
Doesn't look bad. I'm going to let it work a little bit first, I think.
I'm going to let it try 60 first. And then I'll get into it. I like this workhorse if it pulls back, but it's not pulling back to VWAP yet. CGC bounced up there to VWAP and faded really quickly.
Yeah.
At $20, big price point.
Yeah, I was actually getting my shares ready for that one, and it just happened way too quick. AMD's bouncing back, though.
Also, down on the day, I didn't talk about it, but Bed Bath & Beyond. I'll be watching that one to bounce here.
So the SPY broke lifetime highs for a split second. The new lifetime high is 326.40s for the SPY. CGC fading back down. I really don't mind it fading back down here because the problem with CGC right now, and the reason I probably wouldn't short it, even if it went up to this 2010 level, is because of these big down wicks. Look at all the selling pressure here. And so there's too much of a chance that it's going to pull a red to green for me, at least. With that, and so I'm gonna wait and see if CGC can do a little bit more here, but it's too tight of a range right now, and there's too many big down wicks.
Okay, in a VWAP bounce play here. Oh, I like this chart.
Yeah, the pre-market high is right there where the VWAP is, which is super beneficial most of the time. I like it too.
Look at that, hand on the trigger. Good lord.
Yeah. I was looking at that one too. As soon as you said it, I looked
had my
at
hand
it.
on the trigger. Literally, I had the hand on the trigger. I literally it was already clicked. I just needed to let go of it. But then as soon as I was about to let go, I saw 40s.
AMRN.
That's gonna be a little frustrating there. Such a good play, man.
Yeah, the reason I liked that one, okay, is if we look at it, the pre-market high is right around where the VWAP was. And that's something I talked about in a video where when these two areas line up, it's usually super beneficial for VWAP bounces.
I'm not even gonna lie, guys. I'm going on mute for a little bit. That's gonna frustrate me.
But yeah, this is the setup that we talked about a lot. It was a very quick setup, so no stress. But whenever the VWAP and the pre-market high line up to right around the same area, you can see how much support it gives it. And I think that's what Mitch is upset about because it was just a solid setup. I'm kind of bummed out I missed it too, honestly. And CGC actually did get rejected right there at 2010.
I just had my hand on the trigger. Like, it wasn't even a joke. I had the hand on the trigger. I just was trying to look at the bigger time frame chart for 1 second there to see where the hold was, and it's just going to be really frustrating. That's a dollar move there. That's how you come back in an intro account. You make a trade like this, I would be right back in the profits. So
SPY
definitely going to frustrate me.
SPY pulling back very quick here. It's at the VWAP now. AMRN might pull a fake out fade, and I am watching that. CGC did end up fading at that 2010 level, but I do think that the risk was a little high with all the wicks there. So we're going to wait and try to find some fake out fades, I think, with some of these. Because with this, I can use 66 as my risk on AMRN, bounce up to 58. My risk is 66, so my risk is 8 cents. I can set a reward target at least down here below 48 if we can get a bounce up to 58. So we'll wait and see. It's kind of sideways for now, though. CGC also faded really solid, but I didn't like all the wicks there for CGC, unfortunately. AMRN just faded quickly down there before we could really take that shot. What's actually going on right now is the SPY is breaking lows. So the SPY got rejected at the lifetime highs, basically, and then just tanked. And so I think that shows a lot of weakness, and I think a lot of people are going to be piling in there. We'll get some more chances, though. Still very early. CGC, I'm looking at a 2001 entry with a 2008 risk, so a 7 cent risk. BBBY, let me check that one out. What's up, Junior? What's up, brother? Hope you're doing well, man. Yeah, BBBY, if it pulls back to the VWAP, I might short it with a risk of 48 or so. So 5 cent or 15 cent risk. I like CGC more and more now because it's going to give me that previous closing price as my risk. KSS is also pulling right back to the VWAP here. KSS. Right, here goes CGC. If we get up to 95, I'll add a little bit to this one. The spread's too much, unfortunately. There we go. It's a little bit better. 93s. I'm going to jump in 200 shares here. Try to add a little bit more as it moves up. Like I said, I'm risking off of this level right here at 2008. Very easy risk level, I think. Let's see what else we got. AMRN maybe for a fake out fade. That one doesn't look terrible either. There's 99s. We need the bid to get a little bit higher up there. Unfortunately for CGC, I don't know if we're gonna get it or not, but that's what we're waiting on. The bid, the spread's 3 cents for CGC. That's the issue, unfortunately. 93s, 94s. I could probably add a little bit more here at 94. Alright, I'm in with 300 shares here for CGC. Alright, we are getting a big squeeze up. I could add one more 100 share position. Didn't get the chance to. 96, I'll add it here. Alright, so I'm in with 400 shares. We're going to take the swing. Like I said, the risk is up there at 20.08. So we can let it work and try to test that level. We still got a little bit of time here. And hopefully this $20 level holds. A little bit better. I like this. It's just about whether it holds down here. Hopefully the $20 level holds. There's 94s. Fighting here. It's at 94s. Let's see if it breaks.
Tough morning so far.
Misses happen, bro. You know.
Yeah, that's a $2 miss.
There's 95s. Alright, so we're still waiting on CGC to break down here. It's at 96. I don't mind this 2003 risk now. We just needed to fully break down here. We're just going to try to be patient and wait. We're at 92s now, which is better. But we would prefer like a breakdown to 89. I'll take some off if we can get that ass price down at 89.
You should get it. You should get it
91s,
here.
90s, 89s, 88s.
Right
I'm gonna take half off there.
Good job, John.
Thank you, sir. There's 89s. So good thing is that we took the money off, and we can try to let the rest work here. Hopefully. Yeah. This 1990 can turn into some resistance, is what we're looking for.
Just look for that $20 to hold now.
Yeah.
I'd like that. That $20 holds, you could get a breakdown through the 1975s.
Yeah, I'll probably keep this 2003 level as my new risk now, that previous high up here.
What's your average?
Not that good. It's 95.
Okay.
So this will keep me about break even in the trade.
Yeah. Also, it's not a bad thing to just try to re-get in that 20s.
Yeah.
If you think it's going back to 20, if that's what your idea is.
Yeah, I'm just worried about a squeeze up over 2003 if it does break.
That's why I don't think it's a bad thing if you took profits here and then just came back. If not, I would just hold to that 95. Yeah. If my entry was 20, I would hold to 20.
Yeah.
Just the idea, just because you want your entry near VWAP, and you know that a pushback towards 20 could get that spike for you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I like this previous high because that 2003 is like that previous high. So until it breaks that, it's putting in lower highs technically. And so that's why I like the 2003 risk. That way, if it stays there, you know, technically it's putting in lower highs still. If it breaks it, it's putting in a higher high. It looks less strong.
All right, guys, gonna look for EMP8 to come back to 3160s.
And here's the test of it. So we'll see what happens here. Either way, I'm keeping it pretty close to break even. There's that 2005 level. We're getting a big squeeze up.
I just don't like it because also Kron broke out. All right, looking for MU to come back to VWAP. MU looks good. Watching the AMRN, guys, that's pushing up to resistance, 1965s.
Oh man, I'm still in this trade. My bad, I forgot. I'm still holding 100 shares. I guess I can let the 100 shares work. I was meaning to get out of it, but I kept it pretty small. I'm down $15, which with 400 shares is very light. all things considered. You're lagging with Thinkorswim. Dragus. My bad, bro.
AMRN breaking out there, guys. Big volume too. We'll look for that one to pull back towards VWAP.
KSS had a really nice fade. I'm kind of bummed out I didn't see that one. Let's see. Here goes CGC. Alright, I got out of CGC on the last little bit. Nice, Troy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think mine's lagging. I think mine would just had a big spread, and that's kind of what I was watching for it. But I don't think my Thinkorswim's lagging too bad.
EMPH not bouncing up there quick enough. Looking at that one, but got AMRN for a VBOT bounce play here.
Came about the womb of man with everything that you demand. You could say I had a plan way before I had a fan. Some would probably call it luck, I just call it being blessed. You ain't never did the work, but you wanna be the best. Lately I could never stress, never better yet. Might have had a thing for you, she know I'm the better bet. I digress, I let it rest, go and get another check. I could always see my future, I bet they could never guess. Guessing they get it, cause look at me now and then look at yourself in the mirror. I know they doubted my thesis, but they doubted Jesus, and right now I'm making it clear. Clearly these people
on up there to 682s. Good look for a VWAP bounce play in that one.
Back at the bus, I was scraping the change. Back in my head, I was living a life. Back at my job, I was losing the focus and trying to find ways to get back to the mic. All of this working ain't working, I feel like a liar and I cannot lie to my soul. I know the truth universal, so don't let me tell you, I know that a lot of you know. Spilling pieces of a poet, don't you know it, I'm the real thing, baby. And if it don't make a dollar, then I could.
Spy's still looking weak. I'm still looking at Bed Bath & Beyond. It's a really obvious downward trend. I'm also looking at Kohl's, which is KSS here.
Came about the womb of giant. You were licking, you were client. Now you got so much to say. I was hurting, you was quiet. Glory is as glory does. So you know the story, love. Never thought he'd be a legend. He was always sure he was. You was always naysaying. Some things never change. Spiritually, I never age. Feeling like.
All right, we got 299 people here. Let's break 300, team.
Standing tall,
Connor all day, Junior. Connor all day, bro. Connor's got that. I like Cowboy, but Connor's gonna knock him out. Alright. But yeah, I'm looking at AMRN. I'm looking at KSS. Hey,
Alright, guys.
Birthday,
I'm gonna take a trade here on AMRN. Risk off with 1955s.
You gotta put your trading window up.
And if it don't make a dollar, then how could it make a real change?
Definitely gotta hold tight because still having a little bit of FOMO on LK, so just gotta stay to the trade. It was hard for me to even take the trade. Just being hesitant.
That song was called Spare Change. Spare Change is what the song is called.
All right, guys, looking good. I'm looking to add here on a pullback to 1960s. Order out to add here at 1960s, guys. If this pulls back, I'll be adding. Looking to take a swing. Another one I'm liking, guys, BBBY coming back to VWAP.
Yeah, that's what I'm watching too. I might get in that one if it pulls back.
I like MU also. That comes back to VWAP. MU went down today big time, but that's because of the daily chart, because it's extended so much on 2 days ago. The price to watch for MU is 57.46. I would look at that level to hold, and that's where it's holding right now at the 50. So look for that bounce to come here back to 58. All right, there's AMRN, guys, breaking out. This is why you got to take the trade when it's there, guys. I was even hesitant about taking this one, and I would have missed this gain. Why? There's no reason to. That's the trade right there, guys. You see the trade, take the trade. You can't be worried about right or wrong. We just got to take the trade. All right, when this breaks out through these 75s, up there to the 1980s, we're going to take some profit here. Next step up is all the way up to 20. So we might be able to get all the way up to 20. Let's let the momentum push here.
All right, I'm in BBBY with 200 shares going short right here. We'll see if it works out. Risk level is about 1420s or so.
AMD broke out big time. That thing's heading towards 50 today.
There's 86s. Very quick drop for BBBY. We'll see if it drops a little bit more. Enough to take a little bit of profit off here, hopefully. $86s, $84s. Alright, I'm going to take half off there. I just took half off of BBBY, really quick fade. We're going to look for the drop. There's 76s.
Alright, guys, I'm going to call out a potential big squeeze here. MBOT starting to move up there, guys. Now up there to 1050s. Look for a pullback here towards the VWAP. That's the only place I think that the trade should be made here, because you need to risk towards the bottom, closer towards that 1122 and 1125. But definitely getting some potential to make a move up. Resistance there at 1150s. Next move up is 1180s, and then past that we can get into the 12s and get to 1250. You just have to understand the levels here. AMRN trade going well for us there. Breaking through the 80s here, guys. On our way up here, we're going to look for 20s to come really quickly. I'll put an order out to sell some at 90s here. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need to keep it coming on. Only friendly me and friends, we don't get. All right, guys, order out to sell there at 90 some.
All right, I'm only holding 50 shares left of BBBY.
88s.
We're gonna try to let it drop down to 1360 or so before I take the rest off. You can also look at Kohl's, KSS here.
All right, guys, just gonna sell 100 shares there to make sure that we pay ourselves no matter what in this trade. Now we have $28. Let's let the rest of the trade work. Set a stop at 60, which is at the VWAP, and we're just gonna let this trade keep going on up.
All right, so I took the rest off of BBBY. We're gonna look for some other stuff here. Maybe I'll add back to it if it moves back up there. Still looking at KSS here. If KSS can pull a fake out fade, I might jump in it, but I'm gonna wait for that move to actually happen. There's BBBY moving up, so glad I got out. I could also consider adding back to it at 14.
All right, getting off of this, gonna go pay attention to EMPH. I'm liking that chart. It came back above VWAP.
What's up, sir? What's up, brother?
I was looking to see if you can get CGC back at VWAP, but that's not coming back. MU still not coming back. Phil, that has a bear pennant right there. Looks like it's gonna crush. MBOT still looking strong, guys. Now up there to 1160s.
LK is pulling back to the VWAP now. That one looks interesting around 4130. KSS is kind of pulling a fake out fade. Let me see if that one will work too.
All right, guys. So I set the stop in AMRN, and I'm not even gonna watch it no more. I'm trying to find another trade. If I can nail another trade, that would be great.
I just jumped. Whoa, guys. Something just happened. I just got squeezed out of Bed Bath & Beyond. I jumped in it really quick, and this thing just immediately squeezed up huge here. Man. Luckily, I got out, and I kept it almost break even, but man, that was a huge squeeze very quickly. Let me see what happened here.
AMRN, guys, now up there to 1996. Looks like we're gonna break 20. Still looking for CGC to pull back some there. It pulled back there to 2016. Looking for a 2010 or 2005 entry.
SQ? I'll check that out.
Yeah, SQ's actually been ripping up. Let's see what happened. Pulled back today, did fades. All right.
Yeah, that one is there for a fade. I haven't traded SQ in a long time though.
We like SQ to follow the market. At least I know I've seen that. I don't know if you agree with that pattern, John, but yeah, I like SQ to go with the market. It usually has a tendency of following it.
Yeah.
And look at the market today. What is it doing? Kind of the same kind of chart. You could, I should overlay them so you can see it, but yeah, kind of the same chart.
Okay, off the VWAP.
You look at the SPY.
4130.
Square is holding slightly below VWAP. You look at the SPY, it's holding slightly below VWAP.
Yeah.
Do I think this stock could squeeze through 68? Yes. There's a lot of people that have been betting negatively against this square, and then long-term traders on the weekly look like they really got in here at 60s and 62s. You could see it on the chart, really a bunch of volume getting in there at those levels. This one has a long-term breakout towards 80. I'm gonna look for this stock to squeeze here. Need to see a lot of volume come in, big time volume, especially at 67.90.
Remember, guys, hit that subscribe button. We got over 300 people in here. Let's try to get those likes up to over 100 today. We got 46 likes. If you haven't already, click the like button. Help show support for what we're doing here, team. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Click the bell if you want an alert every time we go live. And make sure to click that subscribe button too, team. We do this live for free every day.
That's probably the Zoom.
All right, it's back.
Your internet's not out. Yeah, you're back.
All right.
It didn't drop.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, guys. My OBS disconnected for a second.
All right, guys. Got CGC bouncing down here towards the VWAP. I'm going to try to take 20.05s, 20.08s here. Let's get a drop here to 20.05s. It's already bouncing.
Hey, appreciate it, Cass. Thank you, bro. Bro, sorry. I said bruh. I said old school, early 2000s, bruh. You know?
You know which one that I never believed in that I should have just taken a long-term short against?
Which
The
one?
XLE, the energy sector, man. That people keep trying to make that sector come back. But it ain't coming back, man.
Hey, Gavin. Thank you, sir. Appreciate the $10 donation, brother. Appreciate that, man.
That
Shout out to
energy
Gavin.
sector is just hard. Everyone thinks that this is the year. Charts doesn't say.
Yeah, thank you, Gavin, man. Gavin, shout out to him with the $10 donation today, brother. Appreciate that, man. Thank you, sir. Appreciate the $10 donation.
Boom.
Look at that. What? They added some new, Oh, that's cool, man. Hey, appreciate it, Gavin. Thank you, sir. That's cool. They added a new little, thing. Yeah, already up $10 in a day. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm happy with that, you know. But yeah, let's try to get those likes up to 100 is really what I want to see. We're at 61 likes, only 4 dislikes. So let's try to get those likes up to 100, guys, if we can. BBBY might have faked me out. I might look for the fake out fade, although the range is a little bit bigger, and I think it's just due to the SPY dropping now. But we'll wait. Also looking at AMD here. Hey, appreciate the sub, Kevin. Welcome to the team, bro. Appreciate it, man.
Pull back here towards VWAP and 20.08. So I'll get in CGC for a VWAP bounce. Looks like it's about to take off again, but let's see if it pulls back, get some good volume here. AMRN pulling back there, guys. We saw 1, 2, 3 attempts to break out through the 20s. It got to 20.04 and it's pulling back now. I wanted to see it hold here at 1970s, 1975s, and then get back up there.
Hey, that's great, man. Hey, I appreciate that, bro. That's what Mission and I are here for, brother. Hey, appreciate it, Israel. Thank you, sir. Appreciate the sub, bro. Welcome, man.
EMPH looking good. I like that. Looking for EMPH to pull back here towards 31.47s.
Hey, Anil, what's up, bro? Appreciate Anil, man. Anil became a channel member, brother, so thank you, sir.
There you go. Welcome to the team.
Hey, welcome to the team, bro. Like I said, guys, you can become a channel member. It's $4.99 a month. You know, everything we're doing is going to stay free, so, you know, you're still going to get everything we're going to do here, regardless of whether you're a member or not. But members will get access to, you know, we'll make a few videos a month for our members, kind of breaking down the best strategies and patterns of that specific month was kind of my idea for it. And so be on the lookout for those if you are a member. And shout out to my man, Anil, for becoming a member, man. Thank you, bro. We appreciate it for sure, man. We've been growing like crazy with these members, man, so thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. We appreciate it for sure. All right, so we did get the breakdown in in BBBY with my 200 shares. Maybe I should have taken profits, but I'm going to let this last little bit work, see if we get a little bit larger breakdown. I'm at $18 in profit here.
I really like EMPH for a pullback to VWAP, and then I like CGC here. I'm just considering on which one I'm going to take. I like the EMPH breakout more, but CGC is also looking measurable here. 2008, 2005 entry, risk at 1996, potential profit up there towards 2033s and 2040s.
We're at 83s. We're going to see if we get a little bit bigger breakdown here for BBBY.
EMPH is what I'll look for, a pullback to 3150s. That just looks really strong on the daily chart also. We'll see what happens here.
Hey, appreciate it, sure way. What's up, bro? Appreciate the sub, man. Welcome to the team, brother.
Man, that EMPH looking strong.
BBBY is back up there. I don't know whether I should add here or just hold my current 200 share position. I'm going to consider both options here. I don't mind it, and I like it for the fake out fade. That's really what this is for BBBY. It faked me out once, and so the fake out fade's kind of working now, but we're going to let it work, I guess.
There was your opportunity for CGC. It dropped to 2005 there, held the 20s on the bid. You could have risked to 1995 to 1996. I think this is where you'd get the VWAP bounce if it is going to happen.
Yeah, it's just not really my style of VWAP bounce, really. That's the only
It's
thing.
red to green
Yeah.
VWAP bounce.
It's just too. The reason I don't like it is just usually, like, if the bounce happened right around where that previous high was, it would be better. It's like the previous high of the opening range is still well above it, and that's the only thing I don't like about it. I'm not saying it's not going to work. It's just not.
The
really
one
my
I should have
style
kept my eye on, the EMPH. That was really good. When it spiked over 3160s, that hold at the VWAP was beautiful. We'll see what happens there.
Hey, Neo. Now you can use the coveted Mitch, John, and Carol emoji. You know, check them out. There they are. You can use them. Alright, back down to 85s with BBBY. I'm trying to be as patient as I can and look for that breakdown under 1380 is really where I'm looking for the breakdown. I'm in with 200 shares, but it's a fairly large range, and so I should hopefully get some chances here to make some money, but we're going to try to hold this and see if we can really work down here. Maybe I should take half off here. There's 82s again.
I like if you hold 14, because what it did was it broke above 14 and then it broke down underneath 14.
Hey man,
It's
check your
interesting.
Discord, brother. Alright, there's 85s. I'm gonna look for the breakdown under 1380. We'll try to give it that chance, but under 1380 looks interesting. We'll see what we can get there. There's 84s. Like I said, we went that 1380 break is what we really want. Also, LK is right there at 4150, so that one's looking okay for a bounce. It's just where's the risk, and it's a huge range.
No pullback here in EMPH, man. That thing is shredding.
Here we go. I just took half off there. I'm still holding 100 shares, but a beautiful move with AMRN. We're gonna give it a little bit more time here.
Trying to add to my AMRM position here. To create another bottom here.
There's 78. Still about break even on the day, but we're gonna try to let this work.
67s. That's what I'd look to add. All right, here's that drop. Looking for anything in the 60s. Not getting it. It's getting absorbed at 70 every time. Looking for big orders to come in.
Likes. Yeah, we got 72.
Looking for big orders to come in, but there's none. There's only 100 shares. Nothing but algorithmic volume coming in AMRN right now.
There's 77s. I'll probably get out the rest of these on BBVY close to break even. I'm still about break even on the day. I'm up slightly. But this was a nice little trade. Making most of my money back that I lost earlier from it. That big squeeze caught me. What I'm noticing though from now is that fake out fades have been extremely profitable lately. And I think if I had the patience to wait for fake out fades, I'd be doing a little bit better. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get out the rest there and just keep my little break-even day. Give it a little bit of time here. Spy's pulling back as well, which might affect it. Appreciate the sub. Yoko, what's up, bro? Appreciate the sub, man. Welcome to the team.
Looking for a pullback here, AMRN. Lucky at VWAP, guys. AMAT did VWAP bounces a lot today, so if you don't see that one break out from 6270s here, I would look for a breakdown through the 6250s. Finally, CrowdStrike coming back to VWAP. You could look at that one. There's huge range in that one, though. Be careful, guys. It's a dollar range there.
And remember, guys, hit that like button. Right now, we have 72 likes in here. We need to bring that number up to 100 today. So if you can, hit the like button, team. Help support what we're doing here. You know, we put out a lot of free content, and that's what we try to do here. Is just, you know, they got a lot of different types of YouTubers that are traders. A large majority of them, I would say, are selling courses. And Mitch and I, you know, we just try to be different, and we just try to give people a free resource and community. Like, we're not experts here. We're not gurus. It's just like, we're just a free resource and community where traders can get together, talk about trades, and, you know, kind of watch us to see what it's actually like. You know, I am profitable. I have grown this account up to around $2,000 in profit. And so my account is in the green. But with that said, I'm still not an expert. I'm still not a guru. We're not selling a course. And it's just a free resource and community for new traders. And so if you appreciate what we do here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And like I said, guys, hit that like button. We're up to 76 likes now. And we definitely appreciate any support we can get here, team.
CGC looking interesting.
Yeah, I was trying to get an AMD on that pullback. I just never quite did it. LK for the bounce there looked good too. What was the other one I was watching? Let me find it. ACOR is looking better and better. Let me see if they priced my put option a little bit better. Okay, they did. Good. I was about to say, man, y'all better get my put option right.
I gotta restart my charts. CGC. Definitely, I liked how it held 1996 there.
See, I'm about break even on this one. The problem with LK now is just so well above the pre-market highs that it just doesn't look as favorable for a bounce play. SQ did pull out that fade, so but the market also faded. So if you look at the SPY and SQ, you know, that's they're very similar, like Mitch said earlier. That's something like I used to trade SQ a lot. And when Mitch and I would talk about it, I would always kind of reinforce like this one follows the SPY super well. And I think Roku does sometimes too, but Roku would kind of go the other way. Sometimes it would actually trend completely against the SPY. But with SQ, it mostly follows the SPY. And so what we got here today, team, is the SPY faded. And then you can look at SQ and see the same type of fade. And so with that, you know, it's one of those things where I don't like SQ as much anymore, mostly just because I don't really want to trade the SPY. You know, I don't really want to trade based off what the SPY is doing, because a lot of the times the SPY can be very difficult to trade. But if you're looking to trade the SPY, there's a few different options. You can look at stocks like SQ that follow it for a much cheaper price, or you can look at like inverse ETFs like UVXY, TVIX. These are volatility ETFs, but they basically do the opposite of what the SPY does. So there's a few different options when you're trying to do that, but SQ is one that I've traded a lot in the past, but I haven't traded as much lately, I think. Yeah, AMD, I'm waiting for it, Muhammad. We'll see what happens, brother. But we'll see. I'm waiting for it. It just needs to pull back, and it doesn't. If it puts in a double top at the high of the day right here, I don't like it as much. But if it can kind of, you know, maybe break highs and then pull back some more, it might get a little bit more interesting. But that's what I'm waiting on here.
All right, guys. Looks like I missed my chance to get in there on the 69 touch, but I'll just leave it alone.
What's up, Annabelle? Thank you, bro. You can get the coveted John and Mitch and Carol emojis if you become a channel member, guys. That's one of the big benefits and perks of being a member, is you get these emojis. You know, they're coveted, they're dangerous, they're brilliant. You know, go check them out. Maybe I got out of BBY a little bit early, but I'll take my win from it. Nice little fake out fade there. And like I said, fake out fades have been working a lot more in this market. They've been what's, in my opinion, have been a little bit more profitable, is fake out fades with shorts specifically. And like I said, guys, here's my Robinhood account. If you guys want to see kind of, you know, you heard Mitch and I talking about that put option strategy. This is what Mitch and I are doing. You know, I mean, this is what's grown this account. Like, if you look at the my monthly results, like most of my trades have been green because I'm trading these put options on these overextended stocks like HIMX, ACOR. These are really profitable stocks to buy put options on. Very simple strategy. You basically just look for, you watch your gappers, and then you look at the gappers a day or two later and see if they have put options on them. If they're overextended, you can buy a cheap put option, usually for less than $30, and then just wait. You know, just patiently wait a month, you know, and you can be in the money very easily with those. LK bounced really nicely. I'm kind of wish I would have taken it. Just a picture perfect bounce there.
Don't even talk about LK.
I mean, the bounce you were talking about was this morning. I actually like that bounce better, and I'm bummed out because I was trying to hit that bounce too. The second bounce was a little bit less favorable, but it still looked good, and it's one that I was talking about in the last like 5 or 10 minutes. So I'm bummed out I missed that one, but it is what it is, you know.
Yeah, I called it out. I just can't take it. I missed $2 move there today, guys. Missed a $2 move there. That would have been a hell of a gainer. That would have been close to 50% of this account.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I think
that's
hindsight.
That's why. I mean, it's not even about hindsight. You can
Right.
look back.
But how
LK's
long-
done it multiple times.
But how long you would have
Multiple
held
times.
it, and how long it went up, you know, is hindsight. You know what I mean? I know you
I
were
would have
calling
sold
it out.
at 40-50s. I would have
Yeah.
sold most of it at 40-50, held the rest.
I know.
Probably sold the rest of it at 42.
But what I'm saying though
That's
is
still
that you can't look at it.
$2 move.
I know, but you can't look at it and say that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you called it out and you were correct about the strategy, but how far it's going to go, I mean, that's the ideal situation. You know what I mean? It misses happen, brother, so I wouldn't beat yourself up too much about it. I'm just saying, like, you know,
I just
saying
get
you would take the
frustrated
whole
with
$2
my hand on
move.
the trigger.
You know.
At least I would have got more than 50 cents there. So that's a great trade. Any book over $100 trade in this account it's a beautiful trade, guys. It's over a 10% trade.
Yeah, for sure.
And so you're thinking you're flipping your account like 12-15%. It's a great trade.
There goes SQ. Look at SQ tank here. It's below the previous closing price, and it's actually not following the SPY now. So the SPY is actually kind of up there at the VWAP, and SQ just got hit. Maybe something came out, or maybe it's the sector, but big hit on SQ right there.
Looks like I should have taken that CGC bounce. That was a beauty. I don't know why I'm hesitant, guys. Those bounces have been working so well. CGC breaking out there to the 2020s. You could have got a 2005 entry, risk to 1995. It went right to it. Boom. Nice gain there. Would take some profit at the 20s and look for the rest to break out through the 2035s. Kron also doing it. Look at Kron's. Kron's was probably easier. Look at this chart.
I've been watching CGC way more than Kron. Kron was a little bit better for me.
Look
CGC,
at Kron.
Look
at that bounce. That's as easy as it gets.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I said. Even though it worked out, it's just different style than me. Like with CGC and Kron, usually I prefer to get in a little bit closer to the VWAP. Whenever they break underneath the VWAP like this, I just don't like it as much, because a lot of times what you're going to see happen is you're going to see it break underneath the VWAP, pull back to the VWAP, and then just get rejected there and kind of reject that back down. And so for that reason, it's just not quite my style of it. I'm not saying your way of doing it's wrong. Obviously, it worked here. It's just not my style for it, you know. And I think everybody has a little bit different style. Kron was a little bit better, I think, for me. But CGC was just not my style, especially considering it was below the previous closing price before that.
I love red to green after days of down.
Yeah.
That's
we all
what
got a
you
different
here.
style, brother. You know?
You got pullbacks in CGC. It's at the support. So red to green move makes sense here.
Jeff saying, why not trade KSS and BBBY? I actually did trade BBBY and multiple times. If you look here, I one winning, one losing trade from BBBY, but I did trade it. You can see here, I made a little bit from it. Mr. Glitch says, my bad, bro. Sorry, sometimes I don't see all the questions. What was the question, Mr. Glitch? If you asked something, I don't see it. Oh, so you use Robinhood too as another account, or you're trading on Robinhood now? No, I'm still using TAFs. I mean, this was TradeNet and TAFs right here. I use Robinhood to trade put options on penny stocks is what I do. For options mostly is what I use Robinhood for.
All right, guys. One to watch. CRWD. It's a bit of a big range to trade this stock, but this stock, I like it. I like the way it trades.
BIDU. BIDU is kind of the same thing. It's too sideways right now. It's crossing over under the VWAP, which makes it less favorable for me. That's the only problem with it.
All right, guys. For CGC, at least my view is for it to pull back again towards 20, and then it needs to come back around. Reason why at least I see that is a 5-minute chart for it to come back closer towards this 20.06 now, and $20, and then come back breaking out. Reason why: collection of volume towards 2035, collection of volume towards 2020, and now it's going to try to collect volume here at 2010. Try to get all the bulls in, and then try to hold 20 on a downside. If it comes back through 2020s, I definitely think this could get back up there, but we'll see how it does on this pullback. There's AMRN, guys, breaking out. Definitely should have added on that stock.
Yeah, I like the bounce on that one, man. That one was solid.
I should have bounced and added there. If I would have added, I could have taken profits right now into the other 100 shares. Take $50 off the whole trade. Let the rest of it work.
Nah, that was a good trade, bro. I like that bounce. That bounce is a little bit like, if you look at the difference between AMRN and CGC, you can see kind of the difference between like what I like and what I don't like. If you look at AMRN, look at where the pre-market high was. Like, this is my favorite setup with VWAP bounces. I actually made a video on this a while back, but look at where the VWAP and the pre-market high all were at that 1970 level. That's a beautiful, beautiful support area where you can jump in long. And the big difference between that and CGC is, like, if you look at the opening range, it's actually below the VWAP, and that's what I like, because that kind of makes it so that you don't have to fight that support level.
Still red to green move though.
Yeah, it's a red to green move at the open, 100%. And that's
you know
usually
why though, right? You know why it works though? Like I talk about, red to green moves work really well in a stock that's getting hit.
right.
This stock was getting hit at support, trying to break support, trying to break support, trying to break support. Then breaks a little bit of the support at the open, and everyone piles in. Oh, this is crashing down. This is crashing down. And then when it jumps through that VWAP, then the bears get out and the bulls get in. This is what you get a lot of the times.
Yeah, for sure. And this is like in the video I put out, I don't know if it was last week. It wasn't last weekend, it was the weekend before, but there was two things I talked about that were very, very beneficial for the VWAP bounce. And one of them was the same thing, the red to green crossover at the open. And then the other one was when the VWAP and that the pre-market high line up. So when you can get both of those things in the same chart, Mitch understands this as well, and that's why it's like Mitch and I both kind of know the same stuff about the VWAP bounce, which is that there's two things you look for. One of them is the red to green crossover at the open. Really, it's a washout long because it's not really the previous closing price. It's more so a downward move and then a break above the previous high of the day. So like a downward move and then a cross back
strategy look also.
Right. And so when you get that happening and then you get the pre-market high plus the VWAP, which is right around the same area, you can see the pre-market highs right here, and you get it right around the same area as the VWAP, that's going to give it twice the support to just bounce up in your direction, right? And so you got a trend change from red to green, and then you got the pre-market high right around where the VWAP is. When those two things are together on the same chart, it has much higher accuracy for the VWAP bounce, and that's what Mitch and I look to attack. It's the same thing. I hate to bring it up, Mitch, but it's the same thing that happened with LK this morning. Same exact thing. You get a cross above the VWAP, and then you get the pre-market high lining exactly up to where the VWAP is. Same exact thing with LK. It's one of the reasons Mitch and I were both bummed out that we missed it, is because that's the A+ setup, and him and I both missed it. But you can see pre-market high, VWAP, same level. And when that happens, it just gives it so much support that it's really, really favorable. I'm also looking at KSS here.
I'm laughing with Gideon here. She said that she made 200 on Apple call out yesterday, and I'm telling her, yeah, it's always great to listen to me. The ones that I don't take.
Yeah, it happens. Like I said, a lot of times that's how it'll go, you know. Like,
yeah, you gotta look back and laugh at it, but that's how it goes a lot of the times.
Yeah, a lot of times that's how it goes, and you gotta be happy somebody took advantage of the call out, you know. Like Mitch and I, we're not experts or gurus, but we know what we're talking about. You know what I mean? And,
exactly. The reason why we know what we're talking about, guys, is because we've done our research and understanding support and resistance.
Yep.
That's really where it's at. That's how I can say that I know what I'm talking about, because support and resistance is real.
Yeah, 100%.
As simple as that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've grown this account live, and so you guys can see me grow it, but you can also see us call something out, and it does exactly what we say it will. And we're not trying to toot our own horns here. We're just saying that we wouldn't be able to do that, at least most of the time, if technical analysis didn't work. You know, and the reason technical analysis works is very simple, is because human psychology is predictable. That's it. That's the only reason it works. It works because other people think it works, and human psychology is predictable. You know, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy in that regard. And so it obviously works. Is it going to work 100% of the time? No. But is it going to work enough for you to profit from it and base it off of probabilities? Yes. You just got to condition yourself to do it.
All right, guys, if we break through this 2020s, we're looking to get towards this resistance of 2030s or 2028. That's where I'm going to start looking to take profits, guys, because we could look for 2050, but we need to take some off right here at the 2030s.
Hey, check Discord, brother.
All right, guys, we're seeing this push out here. It could pull back to 20s. I'm going to give it a chance to push out here. If not, I'll add at 20. If you guys want to go ahead and take a look at what John and I use every day, John and I trade through a funded package through TradeNet. It actually goes through TEFs as the execution platform. This is what you're seeing on the right-hand side here. One of the things that I really love about TradeNet is low commissions and being able to trade any kind of style that I want to trade. Today, I wanted to go long. I got longs. Some days I'm going to go short, and I want to short stocks. I don't want to have to be worrying about borrowing shares. That's one of the great advantages of TEF. You're not going to have to worry about that borrowing, and you can start shorting any stock that is tradable on TradeNet. So definitely take a look at it, guys. If you guys want to start practicing going live, if you're trying to take that next step, definitely take a look at it. You know, look at the strengths, look at the weaknesses, and if it helps you out, take a shot at it. We definitely recommend it.
Yeah, guys, I mean, you get a lot of buying power. There's no PDT rule. You can short stocks. It comes with a course, a demo account, and chat room access. And I think that bundle makes a lot of sense. What's the other option for new traders? It's to deposit a few $1,000s into a conventional platform. And like I said, most traders end up just losing that. And so with TradeNet and TEFs, you're actually getting able to trade a bigger account, and you're only risking $400. And I think in that regard, it makes a load of sense. And you can check it out in the chat. Great way to help support our channel. We do make a commission if you sign up through us. And so, of course, we're biased in their favor, obviously, but if you want to help support us and you want to check out the same platform we use, you can check out the link in the chat. But yeah, check out TRIL. Annabelle brought this to our attention. Look at that thing, man. Look at this thing run up from 150s all the way to about 270. So huge move. Crazy start for this one. Let me look at put options. I am using the Pro package, so I've effectively scaled up. Mitch is using the intro package, doing a small account challenge. So we're kind of trading on two different ones.
Yeah, mine's definitely it's tough, guys. It's tough. One of the great things to remember, guys, is small accounts. You gotta understand that you have to trade to your system, because if not, you very easily can get kind of stopped out and stop through the account because you're not getting through the swings of trading. A lot of the times in trading, we get swings, we get up swings, we get down swings. Just like when you size up, a lot of the times you're going to take a hit, and it's not to kind of take a hit on your emotional side. It's to understand that I just need to continue trading the trade the way I know how to do it, the way that I set the process, the way that I set the system. And that's the best opportunity and chances you're going to have to get profits and get into the green and get that money that we're all looking for.
You know what's interesting is that this TRIL stock does have options on Robinhood. I could buy a 250 option for the January 17th expiry date for like $40. And so I'm basically betting that TRIL is going to drop close under 250, which is right here within 10 days or so, or 8 days or so. I don't know. I'm going to wait to see how far this one rips up. But I inherently like that one. Especially, I like it a little bit better if it was a little bit longer term. Let me see what they have for February with that one.
All right, guys, gonna see AMRN break out here. Gonna try to watch it break out through the 20s and then sell some as it goes to the 30s. CGC held there again at the 20. It's trading a lot. At least I can see that it's trying to hold that 5-minute chart and the 1-minute chart. So you guys can take a look at both. That's why I read that that pullback is the 5-minute chart. So right now I would like to see it hold 20. Anything below that will get this bearish. But if we get volume to come in at 2015s, this could get right back up there to 2035s.
And I was just about to buy TRIL's put option, and it went from $50 to $140 for a bundle of
There's
that put
that
option.
breakout, guys, through the 20s here for AMRN here. Let's go ahead and put out an order here at 30s to sell some. So 75 shares. Majority of it here, guys. There's 27s. Too close to the price now.
Hey, that's a good trade with
Broke out
100
too
shares,
fast.
bro. Hey, that's a killer trade, brother. Nice work, man. Nice account
All right,
building
guys,
trade
it's
right
not
there.
trying to break through the 30 there, so we're gonna hold right now. We're holding towards 2011s. Give it the momentum push. Let it try to break out there. If not, I'm gonna sell out.
I'm looking for KSS to bounce back to 45.30 for sure.
Hold. It's 2010 now. That's that. 1 up, 2 up, 3 up. Needs to hold the support. That 9 EMA scoop up at 2013s is what I want to see.
Roku, I haven't watched Roku that much today. Yeah, LK was a nice little view. I bounced Tyrell. Mitch and I are both mad about that one. Wait, what was the other one? Roku? Somebody talking about Roku. Ooh,
It's the
Roku.
hottest strategy of 2020, guys. If you haven't
Yeah.
seen my video, It's
Yeah, man.
definitely the hottest strategy in 2020.
Yeah, 100%. BY Bounce has been super profitable.
And
Here's
for you
Roku.
long traders that are on different platforms, definitely check out this strategy.
Yep.
There's a lot of traders out there that can only trade long, and if you can only trade long, I would definitely check out the VWAP bounce.
I'm looking at Roku here for the BY Bounce right now. I'm gonna jump in.
So
with
one of the
20
things that I would do if I was a pro trader here, I would add here and look to hold right at the whatever you just pulled back to, the 2013. As a pro trader, you can take these kind of quicker scalp trades, and as your skills advance, you can add on pullbacks. But when you're a newer trader, you kind of want to stick to the range. Give yourself the emotionless trade, because if I add there, promise you, the emotions jump up immediately. It's like getting right back into the trade like a brand new trader.
Yeah.
That's how you have to look at it for ads. It's like taking a brand new trade. Wherever that entry was, you have to take it like if that was the brand new trade.
Yeah, LK just bounced right there. Yeah, I wanted it, but the range is so big, I'm kind of nervous about LK, honestly.
Welcome to my life on LK.
Yeah. It's not terrible. But right now it's extended. I'm waiting for it to pull back. I wonder if it's going to give me that 250 put option for TRIL. I tried to buy it. Still didn't fill. Now it's 65. I don't mind paying 65 for it. See if they filled me or not.
Let's see where we are on the daily chart.
No, they didn't fill me.
All right, daily chart has maybe a 2066 possible. So once it breaks through this 2030s, look at that bid right there, guys. 108 at 2020s. It's gonna be big. Watch to see the volume spike up here. Holding towards that 2010 now. That bidder, there he goes. He showed up on there. Some of his shares got filled, not all of it. Only some.
Please fill me here. Pending placed. Come on, man. 53. Replace order. Continue. 55. Review order. Submit. Pending. Filled. Thank you. Got my put option on Trill.
You trill enough, man?
I'm trilling it, man. I'm trilling it.
Dang, John, you so trill, man.
I'm Trill. Honestly, I'm from Baton Rouge. We used to have a record company with Boosie and Webby. It was Trill ENT, you know? I didn't have that. In Baton Rouge, we had the record company with Boosie.
All right, guys. So now this kind of high, this 2014, we want to see hold. I'm going to start leveling up. What I mean by leveling up is understanding that the momentum should keep going, right? We don't want momentum to come back to VWAP, not take profits. So I'm giving it the momentum pushes. I'm starting to see where the supports are and the resistance. So we got a breakout towards the resistance of 2014, and then we held it right here on this pullback. So now that's kind of the line in the sand, and I'm looking for it to break out here through the 25s into the 30s, and I'll just take some profit. Take majority of it off. Look at that, $92, we're almost there to 100.
Hey, Gideon. Appreciate the $10 dono, Gideon. Shout out to Gideon for the $10 donation. I'm sure that's from Mitch's call out, so appreciate it for sure.
Hey, we'll continue it, man. Keep working at it, Gideon.
Yeah, she's an OG, man. She's cool. She's here every day, so.
I can honestly say, I've said it in the chat, guys. I pay attention to her call outs.
Yeah.
Why? I'm going to check out the chart. It's not that I'm going to take her trade, just like I don't recommend you guys always taking my trade, but I'm going to pay attention to it because she knows what she's talking about.
Right.
And I respect that.
Yeah. 100%. All right, I'm in
That's
with
one of the
40
good
shares
things
of
of sticking with us, guys. That's one of the good things of sticking with us. If you become and you are an OG, you stick in here, you make the right kind of call outs where you're talking about risk to reward. This is the pattern I'm seeing. Not just putting in, I don't just see Gideon just putting up, hey, I made this profit, guys, or I made this profit. That really doesn't, that's not what we're here for, guys. We're here to process learn. So talk about process, talk about that, and we'll love you for it because that's what we preach, guys.
That's what it's all about, really. Somebody's asking what Mitch is trading. Mitch is trading AMRN.
AMRN, the one that had good FDA news in Canada.
Yep.
Look at that volume right there at 2030.
Here's Roku. Yeah, Roku's popping up. Let's see if we get a little bit bigger spike here. I'm trying to be patient with it, but.
All right, guys, selling most of the position right there, guys. We said that we get to 30s, we sell it. We sold some of it. Now we only have 25 shares left. We're going to put a stop on the rest of these shares, and we're going to let the stock work for the rest of the day. We're going to set a stop at VWAP. That's the definition between bulls and bears. So we'll set a stop right underneath it. 1980s. So at the very worst, we'll make the commissions back, and we'll be set up for a big time trade.
Yeah.
It's not a bad trade at all today, guys. Not a bad trade at all.
I'm starting to pay attention to MU here. It's kind of pulling back to the VWAP, looking more and more interesting as time goes on. I'm still holding my Roku long. Let me know once you're out. Oh, you're still in. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep the 25 shares.
Okay. I'll show you guys
really
my trade.
Small, but I'll try to get at least more than $1 on this. If I get more than $1, I'll be happy on $25 more.
Here's Roku.
Really trying to get above 100 for the day. Above 100 for the day would be beautiful.
Yeah, for sure. Nice little account building there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, appreciate the sub, Alex. What's up, man? Appreciate it.
This is one of the things that I will tell you guys. This is the trade that I like for the big breakouts. The bigger range wins that you can get is right out the open before 10 o'clock. After 10 o'clock, I start looking for more scalps. That's just to let you guys know kind of the change in the market. Before 10 o'clock, I'll look for big wins, but smaller share size. After 10 o'clock, bigger share size, smaller wins, smaller risk. There you go. Look at CGC. That's as beautiful as it sets up.
There
I
goes
almost
the
feel
SPY.
like pulling it on the chart. Yeah, I'll pull it on the chart. I don't know if my chart's up, but
Nah, mine's up right now. Look at the SPY right now though. That's causing a lot of stuff to spike.
are you
up
in a
too.
trade?
Yeah, I'm in Roku.
Okay.
Um,
Look at CGC, guys. If you guys are watching that chart, there's the breakout, guys.
Here, I'll throw it.
Look at that. I should have got in that trade. But like I always say, you know, the ones I don't take and just talk about.
That's how it goes sometimes, bro. Look at the SPY
look at
though.
that beauty.
A big market catalyst here for the SPY is the SPY just broke the high of the day, which is the lifetime highs. So the SPY just broke lifetime highs.
It's a beautiful chart, guys.
Choking, getting excited about the SPY.
Look at
Breaking
Kron,
lifetime
guys. 190,000 shares traded up there at 688. This is gonna rip.
Yeah, man, it looks good, brother.
I hope somebody got it at that 2005 pricing. That was really the kind of the support there.
Look at the SPY. So the SPY new lifetime high is 326.50. So the SPY did just break lifetime highs. Roku, it's still, maybe I should have taken profits already, but it's such a small position. I can try to let it work under 137 if it does squeeze under there.
Hey, someone got that, Gideon. Go for it, Gideon. Good luck.
I'm going to let Roku test these. If we look at Roku here, I'm going to let it test.
Yeah,
this level
William.
here.
One of the things that we definitely don't like is just profit putting up. Because if it's just about profits, then you guys can go to the gurus. No offense.
Yeah, 100%.
I would strap myself to that CGC rocket right now.
Yeah, that one looks good, man.
Pull back here to 2015 is the only entry I see.
There goes Roku. I'm going to let it battle this whole dollar and see if it bounces here, but this is the level I got to jump out if it breaks. Still a very break-even day for me.
Choo-choo. That was a fun chart right there. It happens, Jonathan. It happens, brother. One of the things that I tried to create a rule, and I still, you know, I can be honest with you guys. I try to be honest as much as I can. And One of the things that I wanted to do is create a rule to control emotional days by share sizing down. And what I mean by emotional days are days like today where I started off, I really wanted to take LK, had the trigger on the buy, clicked on it, and the price jumped up 10, 20 cents. So I let go of the buy, and then it just quickly broke out. Those are trades that, yeah, it frustrates me. It gets me emotional. So what can I do, guys, to get around that? How can I master that? The best way to master that is to understand that you are going to get emotional in trading. You can't avoid that. But what you can do is you can control your emotions and control your capital by sizing down on those big emotional days. Because those are the days that you're probably not going to be in the zone and focused as much as possible. So those are the days that you might want to size down to limit the risk on the day that you're emotional, because those are the days that at least I've seen in my trading that I put the most pain in my account, the biggest hurt, take the biggest losses. Why? Because you get that FOMO feeling. You get that feeling that, hey, I had this possibility to make great trade. I didn't take it. And what ends up happening is you force a trade. And forcing a trade is probably the worst thing that we can do as a trader. And it can get us in a real big world of hurt.
About the 250 January 17th put. I can show you it in a second. Ended up getting squeezed out of Roku. Keeping it pretty small though. Kind of a break-even day. Kind of back and forth to slight green, slight profit. Appreciate the... We got a few new subs. Appreciate the sub. Yes, appreciate the sub, Beer Nut. Appreciate the sub, Alex. What's up, guys? Appreciate the support, team. But yeah, Trill's looking good. I wonder if I could sell it now. No, you know them. They're never gonna price that thing right.
First move up to the first resistance, 2030s in CGC. Second move up to the second resistance, 2039s. Support and resistance, guys. How's ACB doing today? Let's see. Oh, looks good. Super tight range. APHA. Yeah, that one got a lot of volume, guys. Take a look at APHA. I like the amount of volume that's starting to get in here. It's a smaller range, though.
Yeah, I got out of Roku at the right time, it looks like. Because that one, Roku, somebody said Roku hasn't been doing it for me lately. Roku's one of those ones I used to trade a lot more. When it stops holding trends, kind of like Tesla, I just got to kind of ignore it. And I think that's probably more indicative of what the overall market does. I'm still looking at MU, and I was really looking at BBBY here for this fake out fade bounce back, but I didn't quite get it high enough for me to take that entry.
All right, looking for a pullback here in this small range stock, APHA. If I do take this trade, it's going to have to be with 1,000 shares or something like that. It's going to have to be higher. The reward is only going to be about 10 cents. The risk would be 5 cents. But I do like this as I see the cannabis stocks breaking out. This one's setting up maybe for a potential VWAP bounce play. And I'll take a look at it for sure. Yeah, that MBOT, I just didn't see enough volume really break it out. It's just channeling, like you said.
Somebody said, do they think that BBBY will fill the gap by the end of the day? It's possible. I don't know. It depends on which gap. Do you mean the gap on the upside?
Yeah.
Or do you mean the gap down to 1250? Because it could go either way. You know, I know it's been downtrending today. If you're talking about the 1250 gap on the downside, I don't know. I don't think it'll probably do either. I think it might just stay in this range. I don't know if it's going to reach back up to 1670s or down to 1250s today. At least not with the range that it's given us so far. I mean, it's possible. I don't really like it for either one, though. I think it'll probably stay within this pre-market low range between 1250 and 16. But who knows? It could very easily go the other way. We'll see. But it's just a big move that would have to happen for it.
And then I could see maybe a move to 14, but then that's in the middle of the chart. I don't like shorting middle of the charts anytime.
Yeah.
So it gets to the point where it just gets difficult. This is one that you have to have an early entry and you can hold, maybe break even on the rest. But this one, let's say you even got it at 14, you might have to risk up to 30s, 40s. And then so you're thinking about what? I'm going to risk to the top of the chart the same that I have to the bottom of the chart. I don't like that.
Also, guys, if you want to use the same scanners that we're using, you can use these scanners. They're Trade Idea scanners. In my opinion, they're the best scanners in trading. I'll post these links if you want to check them out. You can also use promo code BT15 and get 15% off of these. Like I said, I think they're legit customizable dynamic scanners. You can build your own strategies around these things, and I think they just make sense if you, if you trade penny stocks or mid and high cap stocks. I think you can definitely find some good stuff with them. So here's the link if you want to check that out. You can use promo code, again, BT15 and get 15% off of that. Go check those out.
What do you think about the APHA chart?
I think it's cannabis, but it's a larger float cannabis stock, so it's going to be a little bit more stagnant than others. I think APHA is just sideways. It's crossing over another big VWAP range between 470 and 485, Just wondering if I could play it long, thinking it'll fill the gap a little bit. All I could say is my style of trading. And like I said, we all have different styles. Mitch and I have different styles in the way we trade, and neither of us is necessarily wrong. And that's the thing here. Like CGC, a trade that worked out beautifully for Mitch. It really wasn't my style for a VWAP bounce. And so, it is what it is. It's kind of how it goes, where everybody has their own kind of preferences in trading. With BBBY specifically, for me to want to trade it long, I would want it to, number one, it's got to break over the VWAP, but number two, it's kind of got to break over the previous high of the day, where that opening range is at around 15, around 14.90 really. So it's got to climb all the way back another $1 on the upside, a little bit over $1 to actually follow through there. And I don't know if I like it for that. But again, everybody's a little bit different. We can, doesn't mean any of us are wrong, and it's just kind of my style of trading,
There you go. Looking for a pullback here, APHA. It's such a tight range. I don't know if I want to go for a 10-cent trade for a 5-cent risk. I have to go so high in share count that the commissions might not be worth it for me.
You think about longing it or shorting it?
Longing it, because it's just sympathy.
Yeah.
So whenever you see kind of two breakouts in the same sector, you can look for what we call laggers. So you got a market leader right now in Cron. Actually, you think that the market leader is CGC. The market leader right now is Cron. Cron has more than the trades breaking out right there in CGC. And it's a higher price stock, so you should see probably more volume being traded there. But you saw a beautiful move on Cron. It's really measured, not like CGC that went up and down through the VWAP twice. Cron only went through the VWAP once.
Oh yeah, no, I like that bounce way better. I saw that one actually.
Yeah.
That one looks much better.
So stocks like that, that's the market leader. And then you look at the second one, CGC, because that broke out after Cron. And then you look at the different kind of pot stocks and you try to find what's called a market lagger. To me, that would be ACB and APHA. You look at those charts, what do you see? A little bit, ACB is kind of more near the top, but did a VWAP bounce. It's good to note. And then you look at APHA and you look at it on a 5-minute, you zoom back a little bit, you'll be able to see that rip out from 1 p.m. yesterday. That's where it's flagging from. It's not from pre-market. This is from yesterday's rip out to the 490s. You get a pullback measured to 470s. 3 bottoms, triple bottom here. Actually, this is like how many bottoms here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bottoms at 471. Then the volume really jumped in. The volume started coming back up here. So that's how you find market laggers and market leaders. You could take a trade off of it, and what you want to do is simply trade the market lagger like you would trade anything. You don't pay attention to the market leaders, and if they go down, you get out, because you've already made the decision that that's the kind of the trend that you established. And so if that's the trend that you established, you go ahead and you take the market lagger and you trade that chart the same way that you would trade it if you didn't see the market leaders take off.
Remember, guys, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate the sub. Crichton, appreciate the sub, brother. Hit that subscribe button, team, if you haven't already. Did we get the likes up to over 100 yet? Let me see. We didn't. We're at 91, guys. We need 9 more likes. Let's hit that like button. Help support our free content, our free channel, our free resource and community for traders. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Click the bell. Turn on notifications. But hit that like button. Let's get it over 100 today, team.
Nice little breakout there for APHA. See this one going maybe 490s today. All right. Kevin sees that LK $2. I know, bro. Gifford, I'm not in Cron, just calling it out, seeing that kind of build up, talking about market leaders, market laggers, and how that really works. What they call that is relationship trading. They call that relationship trading. Why? Because they have relation. They're all pot stocks. So just
JB?
like when you trade tech stocks.
Hey, killing it today, man. Nice work, JB. Good work, brother. Yeah, we got over 100 likes. Appreciate the love, team. Appreciate the love.
All right, guys, let's go back to AMRN. Trying to see this start pushing back up here. Got all the way up there, close to the 2038s, almost 2040s. So, would like to see this 2010 hold on the downside, and it come right back up there to its 2050s. Now's when I would watch AMRN on a 5-minute chart instead of a 1-minute chart. 1-minute chart creates a lot of emotion. The farther back you go in time, the less emotion you'll probably have in your trade. So the 5-minute chart here lets me slow it down, lets me pay attention to the important levels. I'm paying attention towards this 2010, really want to see that 2010 hold. Because if I know that doesn't hold, it's probably going to come down to this 20, and then the next level would be the VWAP. You see, breaks 2010s there. Next level is going to be the 20. Let's see what happens there. Remember, we have a stop put out there at 1980s, which is right below VWAP now. We could move it up to VWAP if we wanted. We'll see what happens here. See if we recover. This guy, Joe.
I appreciate the subscribe. Life, appreciate the sub. Crichton, thank you, team. What's up, guys? Appreciate the sub. Like I said, hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Click the bell. We go live every day right here for free on YouTube.
All right, guys. Definitely, guys, hit the subscribe button for us, guys. If you guys are here and new, definitely hit the subscribe. We do this every single day for free. Too many traders are out there charging thousands and thousands of dollars to do what we do every day for free, guys. So definitely hit that subscribe button if you like the stream and enjoying this trade here on AMRN. And if you guys think that I should add or think that I should get out, go ahead and put your opinion up in the chat. I have no problem with that.
I'm kind of looking at it for a long, but 3 tests. That's the only issue with it, but I'm kind of looking at it for a long, so I still think it looks good. But
I think it's a lot to do with this 2010 area because it keeps trying to hold it, and we got what I like to see. So one extension here to 2022, and the next extension was up there to 2039s. I want to see the support hold here and try to make a third resistance. If it touches
Oh my
the third
gosh.
resistance up there at 2038s, it could break out.
I don't mean to get unnecessarily frustrated, but Pi, man, you have come in here the last 3 days. You keep asking, who am I trading with? Who am I trading with? It's Mitch. We've said it's Mitch like 5 times. You keep saying the same thing over and over and over again. It's like, can you hear us, man? It's Mitch. We're trading with Mitch, my partner Mitch. You know, he runs the YouTube with me. You know, it's Mitch. I'm not going to answer it again. Don't come in here asking that same question, you know? Stop it, man. Stop it, Pi. You know who we're trading with, bro. We've said it like 5 times. Look, this is him right there. Look.
Yeah. Watch, I'll make life easy.
Look. Mitch. There you go. That's him. There he is. You know, it's Mitch. Look, there he is right there.
What's up?
Look, it's Mitch. You know, it's not a secret. You know, it's not secretly Santa Claus. It's Mitch. You know, there he is right there.
Secret trader. $1 million trader. You guys got it.
It's Mitch. There he is up there, man. There he is right there. It's Mitch.
What's
You know,
up?
stop asking.
Man?
It's Mitch. Mitch, the legend, the myth, the man. It's Mitch.
As you guys see, I still haven't gotten rid of my Christmas tree. I hate getting rid of it.
I do too, bro. Look, y'all want to see mine? Let me see if y'all can see it.
I want to keep it.
Like, y'all want to see mine? Let me see. Let's see if I can hit y'all with it. Can y'all see it? It's over there in the left corner. You see it over there? That's our Christmas tree. We still got it. Honestly, the reason I kept mine up is because my dad is coming in town to do the whole Christmas thing because he was sick during the holidays, and so we were never able to do it. That's the reason why. There we go. Fix this. Alright. There we go. But yeah. Oh no, you're good, Pi. I'm halfway joking with you, man. I mean, I'm a little frustrated, but it's not your fault, bro. You probably just didn't hear us. I'm just kind of messing with you, man. You know, you're good, brother. The man, the myth, the legend, Mitch the man. Hey, you as well, JB. Have a good day, brother. Mitch be a ghost, though. That's right. Mitch is the ghost. He's the man. He's the myth. He's the legend. Nobody knows if he really exists. It's Mitch. Yeah. Pitch your $5,000 DVD? Okay, I got you, bro. Do you want to make $1 billion in the stock market?
Hey,
I'm
guys,
gonna preface this with this is pure sarcasm, parody / joking, not serious whatsoever. But here's my pitch. Do you want to make Do you want to make $1 billion in the stock market? Buy our $500,000 trading course, but it's guaranteed to make you $1 billion. You know, it's got the very detailed and secret strategy called buy the dip. You know, $1 billion in the market, guys. You know, all you got to do is pay for my $500,000 trading course, and you can drive orange Lamborghinis in no time, team. You know. Do you want to make $1 billion? Yeah. All right. What's a realistic goal for an intro account? Not to lose it. You know.
Just keep it alive.
Mitch and his niche. I like it, man. I like it. We can name that. The course could be Mitch and his niche. You know.
So one of the things is, you know, with the intro account, a lot of the times, it's just going to be keep the trade going, keep the account going. Because if you do that with the right process, you should start seeing a nice win streak. But it might take a while. It might put pressure on you. Small accounts will put big time pressure on you to get out of your process, out of your system. Don't get yourself out of your system. Don't get yourself out of your process. If you need to put up reminders, I have a reminder right in front of me, guys. And what does it say? Believe in the process. Trust the process. Because just like in a lot of things in life, you have to have faith behind what you do. And if you're not going to have faith behind what you do, a lot of the times you're just gonna double, triple, quadruple question yourself. And if you question yourself while you trade, you make wrong decisions. Why? Because it's not about questions, it's about process.
Right, exactly. 100%. You gotta have the
One of the
realistic
things,
expectations, you know? That's
one of
it.
the things that a lot of traders draw downward trend lines. This is an upward trend line. A lot
Oh,
of
wait, I'm
people
sorry.
don't know
My
about
bad. Here.
these.
Let me put you
You
back up. There
know,
you go.
a lot of people don't know about upward trend lines. They know about the downward trend line, but they don't
Yeah.
know about the upward one. And there actually is such thing as an upward trend line. So that's what we're getting here in AMRN. It's keeping
Yeah.
trend. It's going to the trend line on the downside and holding it so that you start getting a channel.
Yep. All right, here's the SPY. I'm kind of looking at MU here. If MU pulls back enough, I might short it. Same thing with KSS, but I'm going to try to be patient with that one, really. BBBY for that fake out fade worked beautifully here.
Johnson, moving all over the place. I know how that can be. You're moving up in the profits, you're moving down. One of the things that you might look at is maybe you're taking a little bit too big of swings, so that you can kind of control the ups and the downs. But definitely, it's not a bad thing that you went up to 730 in a $500 account. You know, that's actually a great move when you think about it. That's almost 50% positive.
Yeah, that's great.
So what you need to try to do is learn how can I maybe limit myself on my wins and losses so that that gain is not so much of a swing up or a swing down.
Let's not say that. We're not gonna. Don't say what John Johnson's last comment was, but I did laugh a little bit at that. Then Trump did that, you know. I like it. It's so vague. That's what's hilarious about it. It's just vague. That's what's funny about it. But yeah.
Yeah, Trumper.
Yeah. You guys, like I said, you guys don't want me to start talking about politics. I'll never be quiet about it. I dislike all politicians. That's what
I listen to sometimes the other channels or what I call market professionals a lot of the times. And there's this one guy, he's just like a super Trumper. And it's just funny to watch.
Is it great stock picks?
No, it's not. But
he is. Or no, I think he's actually anti-Trump. There's a few of them that are really pro-Trump.
It's fun. I have this trader. This trader has over $1 million short on U.S. Steel.
Yeah.
Look at the U.S. Steel chart, though. I can't blame him.
What is it? USS, right?
Look at this. He thinks this is going to zero. He said this is going to zero. This guy was shorting it at 14. This guy's making so much money right now.
Yeah, he's banking. I'll give him credit.
He says this is going to zero.
Yeah. I don't know. It's possible.
I can't blame him. The reason why is every time U.S. Steel goes up, goes down. It's like the market. Every time the market has pulled back, what has it done, guys?
Yeah.
Come right back.
Yeah, it's interesting.
And those are the kinds of things that are interesting. That's traders, guys. Look at, I mean, he's nailing X.
Right. Somebody said F the party system. The whole government infrastructure needs a whole reform, and that's true. And like I said, I was getting into it with people yesterday, and the big thing to really consider here is, like, if you're watching every Trump speech and you're just waiting to criticize him, you're just desperately looking for stuff to criticize, you need to snap out of it. If you're watching the Trump speech and you are desperately trying to root for whatever he's saying and you're not looking at it objectively and seeing what his agenda is, you need to snap out of it. You know, we got too many people that are just so desperate to criticize that they don't actually look at it for what it is. You know, like, he's done some good things and he's done some bad things. He's done some pretty solid prison reform that I actually agree with. But then he's done some very stupid things as well. And if you act like it's all 100% one side, like I said, you're just getting manipulated by the media. And you need to snap out of it, you know? And that's all I'll say about it. You know, both sides bother me to a point where it's like I dislike politics in general. You know, I just don't like politics.
All right, guys. Gonna put up in the chat what I saw on the time and sales right now in AMRN and why I look out for orders like this. So if you guys don't have our Discord, definitely add our Discord. This is how we keep in touch with people 24/7, really. And you can see there At 2030, there was 154,000 shares in one order. So that's the line in the sand is drawn. 2010s needs to hold no matter what. That support needs to hold. If that was a buy, we will get a breakout towards the 2040s, maybe the 2050s. If it's a sell, we'll break down through the 2010s. I'll take the profit.
Interesting. Yeah, 100%. I mean, he's done some good things and some bad things, man. But to act like everything he's done is good is dumb, and to act like everything he's done is act like everything he has done is bad is dumb as well. And that's what people get so like into politics, right? They spend all day arguing about politics, and in the end, man, it's just kind of like, why, dude? I got better stuff I could do than worry about what these bureaucrats are doing, man. You know, all of them. I don't care what these bureaucrats do. Like, leave me alone without them. Like nothing ever really changes. You know what I mean? Like, realistically, if you look at the trend of politics, it's like liberals get voted into office, they change stuff. Conservatives get voted into office, they change stuff. And so, sure, for short term, things might be different, but in the end, you just got.
It's almost sad that we can't get one view.
Yeah, it's just in the end, it's just kind of like why am I letting this take up so much space? Like Trump, like I said, in the grand scheme of things, Trump is not that conservative of a president. You know, compared to the history of the Republican candidates and presidents we've had, Trump's not that conservative. For some reason, people think he's like the most conservative ever. He's actually not. But other people think he's God's gift to man, and he certainly is not that either. You know what I mean? And I think you got to be objective about it and just kind of look at the policies more than anything. You know what I mean? You got to look at the policies. Like, that's all that ultimately matters. You know, you can dislike his character, but I mean, he's a rich billionaire. I mean, you want him to be a great guy? I doubt he is, you know? But in the end, it's just, you got to look at the policies. That's my take on it.
Looks like the 10 cents were there on APHA with the market lagger trade.
Yeah, let me post. If somebody wants our Discord link, I got you. Yeah, I'll post it. I forgot the music wasn't playing. Let me stop
someone put, Anil actually put, no, it was Mo. Mo asked the question,
Discord links.
Why did oil stocks stop trending up? Well, that's an easy answer, man. A lot of times when we get war scares, we get oil to go up.
Yep.
And what the main concern was the strait that the Iranians control. All oil tankers go through this strait that they kind of watch over. So people were scared that the Iran was just going to start either attacking oil tankers or holding them hostage, and that was really the scare. That will put the supply in danger of oil, and if supply gets dangerous, the demand just shoots through the roof and shoots the price up. And so that's really what you got there. People were scared that Iran was just going to stop those tankers or shut down their production and not give it to the United States. And that's what the scare was. The scare went away with Trump yesterday saying that the Iran is stepping down and that he's not going to further attack. The further attacks would have really put a scare into the oil, and you might have seen oil just start shooting up, because the Middle East has done things in the past where they've lit oil fields on fire, stuff like that, just to try to affect oil pricing. Because they know how important it is to the United States.
Yeah.
So that's really what happened there. It was a battle and scare of what are they going to do to the oil tankers? Are they just going to attack them? And that's what happened.
Also, guys, if y'all want to use the same platform as us, I'll post this link again. There's a lot of benefits to using it. You know, new traders can get started for very cheap, less than $400. Comes with a course, a demo account, chat room access. But you also get to partner with them and basically become a contractor for them and trade a solid account. You know, for $3.99, their base package gives you $14,000 to trade with once you're approved, and there's no PDT rule, so you can day trade in short. It operates like a prop firm, so there's like a $700 max loss, and so if you bring that $14K under 13,300, they close you down, and then you have to share 30% of your profits with them for the base package. So there's a 70-30 split. So you bring it up to 15K, they keep 300, but they don't take that out of your losses. It's only on your profits. And so the big thing to understand about it is that it's like, what's your other option as a new trader? You can deposit thousands into a conventional platform, but most of the time, let's be real here, new traders are going to lose that, and so you're going to be down thousands. I think it's a much better option to risk $3.99, get your feet wet in trading, trade a larger account than you would, no PDT rule, and actually be able to short. And I think that's going to give you so much more experience than any other option for new traders. Of course, I'm biased because we make a commission if you sign up through us, but I do think it's a cheap way. It's something I wish I knew about when I first got started. All right, so if you want to use the same platform as us, I'll post this link in the chat. You can check them out.
All right, guys. I put up in the chat really what the straight is called. It's called the straight Ramaz. And it says that this is from CNBC, that 21 million barrels are transported via the waterway daily. So you can see how important that straight is. Gotta believe, Grey Goose. Gotta believe. How about defense and gold? The same thing, George.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit different.
Well, gold,
Why?
market goes up, gold go down. Gold goes down usually. Same and vice versa. Market goes down, gold goes up. It's a safe haven commodity.
Yeah. Well, one of the differences. Let's talk about first the differences between why you would go to defense stocks and why you would go to gold. Okay. So defense stocks is the war issue. The gold is more the scare in the market overall. Okay, so that's really the difference here. So people went to the defense stocks because war talks. You know, war talks means more profit for them. It's simple to translate. And then people go to gold whenever they're scared in the market. Yep. Whenever they feel the market is going to take a downturn or a correction. Yep. That's when people go to gold.
It's a safe haven commodity. You know, if people worried about an economic crash, they usually buy gold, and you know, vice versa. Whenever the market's shining, you know, gold is on average going to be worth less because, you know, it's not. They don't need a safe haven. So that's usually what happens. People stockpile it. You know, it is what it is. You know, I'm not saying there's good or bad gold, but I think that
I don't remember exactly. And this is why I need to keep a little bit more data on this. But I don't even remember exactly what was the last oil catalyst that was really big. I remember we had one, and it immediately went right back down. And so definitely, you know, you have to pay attention to oil. Oil's crazy, man. There's so much money behind it. I can tell you that right now. It's one of the biggest kind of things that are traded by hedge funds. There's traders that strictly trade oil. Like, that's all they focus on. Yeah. And I think those are the traders that do probably the best in oil. Why? Because they're doing their research.
Yeah. It's such a fundamental
analysis
security
type of asset.
Yeah.
The asset there is difficult, and right. You need to do your research to understand it.
It's one of those ones where if you do enough research, like, you can, you know, like even if you've ever seen a social network talking about how Facebook was created, Eduardo from there made like 6 figures in a summer because he was into meteorology, and with that you can effectively predict the price of oil if you know what the weather's going to be, and so, you know, he did that, you know what I mean? And it's one of those things where you do enough research, you can bank off of oil. It's just not something that I've necessarily gotten involved with, but it's understandable why people do. All right, I'm in MU. I'm about to get out. Kind of a break-even day, though, guys. You know, we'll see what happens. I'll let it work a little bit longer, but not a bad little $20 gain. Got myself back to break-even on the day. Just kind of
guys,
50% today.
What do you guys say we add and take a swing?
All right, I'm gonna get out here. Got out. Break even on the day now. I'm also looking at AMD. AMD's pulling back a little bit here. AMD's getting more and more interesting. I might jump in with like a few hundred shares of AMD. Just gotta get a better price, I think. I'm gonna jump in with 50 originally, and then I'm gonna slowly add some more if it continues to drop. What AMD, looking for a bounce right here. Right around that $0.50 of 49.50 or so. So with TradeNet, are you guaranteed the $14,000 funded account? Technically, it is an educational package, and so you're buying an educational package, and then once you do, once you take the course and stuff like that, most of the time they partner with you, and you basically become a contractor for them, and they allow you to trade their account, and that's how it gets around the PDT rule. I think that if you don't get approved for the funded account, you can get a refund. So I'm pretty sure, worst case scenario, you don't get approved, but I'm pretty sure you can get a refund up until you trade the funded account. But for what I've heard, everybody's been approved. Not 100% sure. They're best to reach out to them and ask them. But you want to understand, technically, it's an educational package, and then you're basically becoming a contractor for them to trade their account, is how it works. And at that point, it's kind of like a prop firm, contract, basically, from what I understand. But again, best to reach out to them. They can give you the finer details regarding that. Yeah, I'm in AMD long.
Missed on those retail stocks today, guys. Those retail stocks. KSS also. But Macy's. Look at Macy's chart. This one got good news yesterday. They were like, yeah, it's going to go up. I'm such a bear against Macy's, just to let you guys know.
It's retail, bro. It's just retail, man.
I
don't like it either.
Overall retail, there's going to be some that survive. But
right.
I really think that Macy's, I think it's done, man. Yeah. I just think it's done. And 100%. I don't know why, but something just tells me. Yeah. It's like GameStop. I'm done with that stock too.
You guys don't even want me to start talking about GameStop. I actually went to GameStop the other day. It's just so sleazy, man. I just dislike GameStop. For some reason, people build up this nostalgia with GameStop. Like, that was the place I bought my games at. Yeah, but they hate you. They rip you off, man. They treat their employees like terribly, man.
John,
so it's like you just from nostalgia.
It's gonna be the end. I know it's going to be the end. I feel like I figured out what's going to be the end of GameStop.
Honestly, it's already the end. Digital downloads have been the end of GameStop for a while now.
You ready? You have it. You're dead on it.
Yeah.
Cloud gaming.
Yeah, 100%.
That's it. That's the end. Yeah. That's the end of it. Why am I going to come to you if I can just get everything off the cloud?
Right. Exactly.
And the new Xbox, supposedly, it hasn't been released, so there's no proof of this, but supposedly all gaming will start switching off to cloud gaming. And if they do that, if the new Xbox and the new PlayStation comes out with that, I think that would be the end. That'll be the final straw.
Oh, sorry.
We'll find out what happens, but I definitely think that could be the final straw in GameStop. Just because after that point, it's done.
I think digital downloads has already affected it even more than that, and I think that it's one of those things where people got to understand, like, look, man, the game landscape is changing, and it's basically curbing out retail. You don't need to go to a video game store anymore to get the newest copy of a game. You can literally just buy it as soon as it comes out at 12:01 a.m. or at the day it comes out at 12:01. You can literally buy it without having to take a foot out your door. So why buy a disc? Nobody needs it. That's their whole business, man. Their whole business is selling games. Nobody needs to go to GameStop anymore. Oh, you'll offer me a skin if I can buy from you? So I'm going to spend 30 minutes of my day to get, a shirt in Fortnite? No, sir. I'm not doing that. Get out of here. And I think that if you look at it objectively, you understand, like, that's it for GameStop. Unless they drastically change their business model, they're done. But again, gamers get weird with it, man. Oh, that was the store I bought my games at growing up. Who cares? They ripped you off. You give them 10 games, they give you $5. You know what I mean? Like, be real.
Since we are on the bear trend, let's talk about one that I got some news for it. I just didn't go over it this morning. Let me see if I find it here. EYND, just to give you guys a heads up. But I found some news that it's really going to affect them. Let me see if I can grab it right quick. Give me a second, guys.
All right, so I'm in AMD. I'm going to slowly scale into it and try to take the VWAP balance with the risk under the $0.50 is what I'm trying to do right now for this one. Got to watch the SPY, though. MU's tanking. I'm going to jump in with another 100 shares here. 200 shares.
Okay, perfect. I'm back. I got the news, guys.
He's just got the news.
Got the news, guys. I really try working hard for the news for you guys.
Yeah.
It's one of the things that I really love. One of the features that I brought into the channel. And I really love finding news like this, especially because, guys, I get some time at work and I'm going to spend it the right way, guys.
Yeah.
Spend it to try to help us out, get some news, help us all make business decisions. And at the end of the day, what I try to do is just bring the news. You guys create the biasy after that. So Kroger's launches private label vegan beef as demand for meat substitute soars. So I can just tell you guys right now, guys, one of the biggest things that I was looking at BYND was who was going to be the competitor and when were they going to come in. There's already been meat alternatives. We've already talked about that. But what we haven't seen really, just give me a second here, guys. I'm going to see if it's going to hold 2008 here. But what we haven't really seen is how those competitors are going to affect the profits of BYND. So BYND was a parabolic stock because why? Because the momentum and the story that was bought up. The momentum brought it up, everyone buying it, and the stories behind it. They bought excellent marketing behind it. They got athletes behind it. A whole bunch of kind of push towards that breakout that you saw, which was a ridiculous evaluation. And that was really my concern with BYND and why I thought it was coming right back down was the evaluation when just got to a point where it's just way too high. And if any stock gets to that level, eventually, if a stock is just completely overvalued, eventually it always comes back down. So one of the things that you saw is BYND was making that run at that point because there was no competitor. There was no major competitor. And I think that now that you got BYND to go down to that 80, 90 range, I really think you will see BYND, this is my call out for the end of the year, at lower than $50.
Uh-oh. I think that's plausible. I think that hype got behind it and it pushed it up a little bit too much. I'm in AMD with 400 shares, guys. I've been kind of scaling into this one for the VWAP bounce. But I think you might be right. I think BYND, I think hype just got behind it. And I think that although it's a good concept, I don't know if it's going to win, and I don't think it necessarily will. We'll see. Mm-hmm. But I kind of agree that it's going to fail eventually. And
by Kroger launching that, it just shows me that there's going to be other people entering the market. So it says that meatless products could be a sizable opportunity for Kroger's. UBS estimates that the U.S. grocery stores will sell $7.2 billion of meat substitute by 2025, up from $750 million in 2018. As consumers eat less meat due to the health and environmental concerns, it's still a nascent category. While Beyond makes about half of its revenue from grocery store sales, rival Impossible only started selling its product in grocery stores in September. So that's really the important part, guys, is that the competitors are just starting to get in here. And if the competitors are just starting to get in here, guess where they're going to take their market share from?
I mean, BYND.
From Beyond B.
Yeah, I think grocery stores are the key for success with these type of companies. I definitely think grocery stores are the key. I don't think McDonald's is. I think that's like putting I think that's like selling Versace shoes at Walmart. You know what I mean? You're not going to have the customer base there. You know what I mean? Like, that's the equivalent of it. It's like selling Versace shoes at Walmart. You're not going to have the customer base there. And I think so. Selling it at Walmart, I think, is the wrong move. Or at McDonald's, I think it's the wrong move.
Just added back up there. I'm adding here for the breakout through the 20s. Looking to sell towards a breakout towards 2034. Holding no matter what at the break-even rate every single time. If we do add, we're going to hold to that rate. looking for the breakout here. No matter what, we're going to hold towards this support now. That's 2010. We're not going to let it go below that. We're looking for the breakout here, though. Starting to see momentum. Didn't see a breakdown 2009s 3 times. It triple bottomed there. And so that's kind of the line in the sand. We get volume support through the 2020s. We should get up there to the 2035s.
All right, so I'm in AMD. I'm in with 400 shares. We're going to look to see if we can get a nice little VWAP bounce here up to like 75 is like the ideal price target, like right here. That's where we want it to go. I don't mind it here, but we got a really easy risk level, and if I lose, I'll be down like $50 on the day, which is small. Been in a little bit of a slump this week, but it's been a pretty solid few months, and so slumps are bound to happen eventually. And yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We'll see if we can. It's been a very break-even week. I had one green day, one losing day. Maybe I might have had a few green days, or a few losing days. But overall, like I said, it's just a very break-even week, and that's okay. You know, we're going to look to keep pushing. I'm still at around 1,800 in profit in this account, which is plenty, and I'm still very happy with that. And, yeah, we'll see if we can keep pushing, guys, and keep making some money and keep growing this account. You know, we got to take it, not take it a day at a time and just instead just understand it's a long game that we're playing here. And just continue to scale up in size like I've been doing. Once I get there, you know, I've still got a lot of cushion, and we're going to keep moving with it. And there's 62s. 64s. Like I said, we're going to look for 75s here. 67s. Maybe a little bit of a pop up here.
Hey Joe, don't stress it. I love my meat. I don't eat no meat alternative.
Bro,
That's what I call rabbit food.
I love steak, bro. I love steak, man. I don't want. Somebody had a funny joke. I don't want the fake meat to touch my real meat. You know?
Yeah, no, don't want that.
I don't want that on my real meat. I don't want the fake meat touching my real meat, bro. You know? I'm not a vegetarian. I don't have the discipline.
I like me a T-bone steak, man.
Yeah, me too. I love steak. I love seafood. I'm from Louisiana, man. I love crab.
Seafood.
Seafood's amazing. I love shrimp, crawfish. You know, I eat crawfish every year. It's almost crawfish season too. But yeah, I'm from Louisiana, man. You
guys,
think I'm a vegetarian?
Want to see big volume added here. We got 2,000 shares to go through there. I'm starting to see some retail traders take some share size in here. We're going to take away the 100 shares and only show retail traders or bigger traders. So a lot of times what I do is I take on the time and sales and I take off 100 shares. 100 shares is usually going to be algorithmic volume. It could be traders. I'm not telling you that it can't be traders, but a lot of the time, a majority of the time that you see that volume flow through on the time and sales, that's going to be your algorithmic volume. So one of the things that I like to pay attention is to shares that are over 200 shares. So I can put the kind of in TradeNet and TEFs, you're actually able to share filter, and you can share filter above 500, above any level that you want.
Yeah.
I like above 500 or 1,000 because then they'll show you bigger time orders. And then I used to really have more multiple time and sales windows. I don't have as many now with this setup, but I used to have one that had 1,000 shares filtered and then 3,000 shares filtered, looking for those big time buys and sales.
All right, I just got out of half of my position here for AMD. We're going to look for it to move up to over 70 here. Going to take another half off, probably around 75 if we can. Here's 71s, 72s, 73s. That's close enough. I'm going to get off another half there. We're going to let this last little bit work. Try to get out of here with a green day, and then yeah, I'm just gonna get out the rest there. So $33 win on the day. I'll take it. A green day. This week so far, I've had 2 green, 2 red. Very break-even week, and you know, I'll take it. You know, quick little scalp VWAP bounce play there. Somebody said, "Yo, help the planet and reduce your meat consumption." I don't know, man. You know, because here's the problem, right? I got 2 kids. My kids eat a lot of food, dude. They eat, man. They're eating, you know. And so I know that you need protein, man. And you know, my take on it is like you need protein. You know, you can eat plant-based protein, and I know they have all that documentary with Arnold with, oh, you don't need meat, eat like a vegetarian. You know, I get it. I'm not against that, I guess.
It's me, Arnold.
Yeah, right. But let's be real here. Arnold built that body from eating meat, 100%. He can claim now, oh, I'm a vegetarian now, and I feel so much better. But you know Arnold got up to 250 pounds stacked by eating meat, man. You know he was eating steaks for dinner every day.
Let's be real here for a second. Eggs.
Right. He's eating raw eggs.
Right. I've seen it.
Let's be real for a second here. I mean, I know the propaganda, and I get it. I'm for it. I think people should eat plants. I think it's better. I love animals too. Like, don't get it twisted. I think that's true. But I also think that evolutionarily speaking, humans are omnivorous, right? So we eat plants and meat, and I think that to act like we aren't is incorrect. And I know animals are our friends. I get it. But in the end, I think that certain plant-based proteins are not the healthiest for us as well. And so it is what it is. I think beans are very healthy, but I do think certain plant-based proteins, unless you're picking the right ones, are not healthy. And so it's going to be very expensive to stick to a vegan or vegetarian diet for me with a family of 4. And I get it. I'm for it. And I know some people in here are going to disagree and they're going to get upset. But I also think that in the end, you know, it is what it is. You know, it's hard enough to try to buy. Like, we eat all organic here. But to add vegetarianism in the mix, that's just going to be ridiculously difficult.
I do think that's funny, though. Arnold trying to be a vegetarian.
Right, man. It's like, Arnold, stop lying, man. Listen, man, you're a vegetarian. I get it. Now at like 70 years old, you're a vegetarian. But let's be real here. You know you got stacked eating meat. You know what I mean? You know when you were a weightlifter and you were a power lifter and you were a bodybuilder, you know you weren't eating plants, bro. Like, get out of here with that nonsense propaganda, man. I get it. You want people to start eating plants. I 100% agree, and I'm all for that. But don't lie to us here, man. Just be real. Be like, yeah, you know, it is what it is. You know, you're not going to be able to be a bodybuilder by eating pure plants, man. You know, and if you are, you're almost certainly using steroids. So, like, let's be real here. That's probably more accurate, Joe.
Hey, nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I'm not mad at him. You know what I mean? I think
you're a body lifter. You gotta be honestly, a body lifter.
I'm not like a huge guy. Like, honestly, my wife and I went to the gym the other day, right? And like, we had this. There was this chick, and she had this. Sorry if I say chick. It's just this. There was this female, right? And we're walking across the parking lot to go to the gym, and she just starts backing out. We were like 2 feet behind her, you know, so she literally almost hit us. We had to like jump out of the way because this girl almost hit us, like backing out of the gym. And then she gets mad at us for it. She gets mad at us for it and says, y'all need to watch where y'all are walking. My wife and I sitting there, I got mad. I was like, look, you know, like, you're a grown person. You need to chill out. Have some self-awareness is what I told her. You need to go see a therapist. Like, you know what I mean? Like, somebody almost hits me with their car. It's fine. But at least be like, hey, look, my bad. I'm sorry. You know, and move on with your day. Don't try to blame it on me. Like, what kind of lack of introspection do you have to almost run into a pedestrian walking across the parking lot and then get mad at them for it? You know what I mean? Like, crazy. Just lack of introspection. You know, now it's going to be awkward. If we see that person at the gym, it's going to be awkward, you know.
It's like
my
I put
theory
up in the chat,
was that she
bro.
was on steroids, is what it is. Like, cause like that's the type
no,
of
that's that pre-workout rage.
Yeah, she's on that creatine rage, man. But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like that
man.
type of stuff. It's like, look, I told my wife, I was like, I wonder if she's juicing, man, because she
you
was
wanna know what that
unnecessarily upset at us for that.
You know what that is? Using male products on a female.
Yeah, man. It is.
It's got that testosterone going, bro.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. She seemed like it, dude. And honestly, it was bizarre. It was another story I have is you know, now men are getting on testosterone starting at like 40 years old. They're getting on testosterone. And last Halloween, right? Not this past Halloween, but the Halloween before that, I was driving down the street and we're in a curvy road, right? Like our neighborhood road is curvy. And we had this guy that was backing out of his driveway, but it was around a curve, so I couldn't see him because it was a curve and you couldn't see him backing out. And so I could either slam on my brakes or I could just kind of go around him, right? So I just go around this dude that was backing out of his driveway, and he gets mad at me and honks at me. And so I honked back at him. He honked first. I honked back at this dude. This dude followed me to my house. He followed me to my house, and like I get out the car just angry because it's like, bro, you're following me to my house where my kids sleep. And I'm like, dude, are you seriously following me home because I honked back at you? And he's like, well, you're flying through the neighborhood. And I'm like, dude, I was going 28 miles an hour, less than the speed limit. I was like, I remember telling him the same thing, like, bro, you need to go see a therapist, man. You know, like, I obviously had the right of way. You're following people home because they honk back at you, like your little pride is hurt, and you're following people home, man. Like, look, listen, bro, we're in Texas, man. That's the wrong move here in Texas, bro. You know, you don't want to do that here in Texas. That's not the best idea here. You know what I'm saying? And this dude, his wife was there. She was embarrassed, and she was kind of slumping down in her seat, and he ended up just leaving. But that's the type of stuff you got to deal with, man. People lack objective thought. They lack introspective. They don't realize what they're doing is like out of line, and you just gotta navigate through it. Yeah, man.
Man, what a breakout in CGC today.
Yeah, the VWAP bounce on AMD super profitable drone chaser. I got out a little bit early, but the initial trade worked out well, and I'm up on the day. I don't know if I'll hang it up or not, but I might just keep my green day and finish it, man, because
yeah, guys, this trade's taking a little while too. I'm probably just gonna put a stop and end the day.
Yeah, it's been kind of a battle for me today, man. Good risk reward for most part of my trades, but I'm just kind of going back and forth to where, you know, some green, some red. Now that I have a green trade, and it'll probably be enough to compensate for commissions, I might just hang it up and fight another day. Yeah, Kevin, that's what I was saying. Like, listen, man, it was kind of awkward. I haven't seen the dude since. It's been like a year and a half since that happened. But yeah, man, I'm just sitting there like, dude, you're going to follow me? Like, I have kids, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want some dude follow me home. And like I said, I'm in Texas. That's the wrong move here in Texas. Like, to follow somebody home and come on their property, like, that's not the right move here in Texas. You know, I'll say that.
Yeah.
But, you know, it is what it is. Never saw him again.
We got Sam asking about what the VWAP was and play on Cron.
Yeah, here.
I don't know if you want to explain that up.
Yeah, so the VWAP on Cron is this purple line right here, and really what we're doing is we're looking for, the VWAP is an intraday trend indicator, right? So when a stock maintains above it, it's in an upward or bullish intraday trend, and when a stock maintains below the VWAP, it's in a downward or bearish intraday trend, right? And so with Cron, you can see it very obviously is maintaining above the VWAP, so it's been in an upward trend all day. And what Mitch and I usually try to do is we wait for these pullbacks to the VWAP where we get in long. And so we're buying it right around this pullback, anticipating it, confirming that trend, and continuing to move up. Right, and so that's what we got here with Cron. Really nice VWAP bounce. Another thing to look for to see if, you know, one of the conditions you may say with VWAP bounces is look for the initial cross above the VWAP, maybe a red to green move initially at the open. It's something Mitch and I both watch for. You can see how with Cron, it originally, let me zoom in a little bit, it was down originally, and then it rebounded completely and broke above that previous high of the day right there, and then it held, and so we call this a washout long, or a red to green move, and that's what we got. So we see it actually broke this level, broke above the VWAP, and then pulled back to the VWAP, and that's like one of our A+ setups. When it does that and it pulls back to the VWAP. Same thing with AMD. You know, if you look at AMD, the trade I just got into, a little bit later version of it, but same type of thing. You know, it crossed over the VWAP, it pulled back here, and this is the trade I just got in that got me green on the day. I jumped in here going long, scaled into it, and just made my money quick and got out, and that was it. And these setups have been certainly the most profitable for me, and I think Mitch, in the last, you know, few months, really. Definitely the last few weeks. The VWAP bounce has been on fire lately. It's been super profitable. And so that's really what we're looking for.
It's to the point that I've told myself, dude, be careful. Why short so much? Market's still going up.
Yep.
I've gotten to that point where the VWAP bounce is kind of becoming the bread and butter.
Yeah.
And the fade has always been the bread and butter.
Fade is working too, but the bounce lately, you know. Well, what we're getting here, and the reason the bounce has been so effective is because the market has been moving up. You know, the market's been moving up lately, breaking highs, and so naturally when the market's moving up, positive sentiment and bullish sentiment is there overall, and, you know, with most stocks. And so, like, if you look at the SPY moving up, rest of the stocks are moving up, and that's causing a lot of VWAP bounces to be a little bit more effective. You know, look how long the market's just kind of been moving straight up lately since all the way back to October. The market's just been moving up constantly, very rarely even pulling back some. And so I think when we get that much bullish action in the overall market, you know, naturally long setups that are confirming upward trends in stocks are going to be more profitable, where if the market was moving down and we were in a bear market, I think shorts would be a little bit more profitable, and the VWAP bounce would be, or the VWAP fade would be a little bit more prevalent. But since the market's just moving up every day, naturally bounces have been working a little bit better. Alright guys, I'm probably going to close it down. I don't think I'm going to trade anymore. I probably should step away before I try to trade a little bit more.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap it up, guys. Great trade today, guys, on AMRN. Guys, before we get out of here, definitely if you want to go ahead and check out how I made this trade, we use actually a funded package through TradeNet. It uses an execution platform called TEFs. What I like about the platform is it's really high speed. You can get actually market orders even filled, pretty great fills on market orders. On many brokers, I would never say use a market order. On TEFs, it's actually an advantage that I use. Like always, guys, with every broker, you're going to find an advantage and a disadvantage. Find what works for you, what can help you. You know, we stress TradeNet. You know, we make a commission on the referral, but one of the cool things is that what we try to push, guys, is we push process, building, and if you're trying to take that level and step up and go live, guys, TradeNet is going to help you with that low commissions. It gives you even a professional course. You know, a lot of you traders are looking for a cheap course to kind of get that you guys can start understanding your trading and understanding your system, and it gives you that ability. Also, it gives you the chat room filled with professional traders. And so if you want to check it out, guys, check out the description. Like always, guys, like we say, look for the strengths and weaknesses to help you and support you. And if it doesn't, then maybe the selection is not for you. But for a lot of traders, this is going to be a great benefit and a great use.
Yeah, it's just a really cheap way to get started. You know, the other option for a new trader, you can go to CMEG Group, you can go with a conventional platform, but most of the time you're going to have to deposit thousands. And with new traders, most of the time they're going to lose. And so you could risk thousands, or you can risk $400 and get to trade with a larger account. And I think it makes way more sense to go the TradeNet package route. Even if you think about other platforms, like for the DOS platform, it's over $100 a month. And so in roughly 3 months of paying for just the platform on other brokers, you know, you're going to pay essentially the same amount as the TradeNet intro package, where you're actually going to get the entire package. And I think that just makes sense. Comes with the course, demo account, chat room access. Like I said, I think it just makes a lot of sense. You can check out the link in the chat if you want to check, if you want to use the same platform as us. It's also a great way to help support our channel. If you do want to help support us, we do make a commission if you sign up, and so we're biased, obviously, but you know, I think that makes sense. You can also become a channel member. We should be putting out a few different member exclusive videos this week. I'll try to put out maybe one this week or this weekend. We're still going to put out regular videos this weekend as well. But if you want to become a channel member, you'll get access to the coveted John, Mitch, and Carol emojis. You can see them right there. You can also get exclusive content. We're going to be putting out videos on the most profitable strategies each month, so you can kind of know what works and figure out a good way to use them. And so if you consider joining and becoming a channel member, I'll post that link here as well. You can also just click the join button below. We did have a new member today, so shout out to Anil. Appreciate the support, brother. Appreciate the support, man. And yeah, here's the link for that if you want to become a member. All right, Tyrell, have a good day, brother. Later, team, have a good day. We'll see y'all later. Hit that subscribe button, click the bell, turn on notifications. We do this live for free every weekday morning right here on YouTube. Yeah, VWAP bounce worked really, really well on AMD. Somebody asked, do we teach options trading? Sometimes. Like, I have a few option strategies I implement, but for the most part, we trade stocks. My bad. Let me see this. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, for the most part, we trade stocks, and you know, we have a few specific option strategies, but mostly stock trading here. But yeah, I traded a few options today and yesterday. So, all right, guys, have a good day. We'll see you all later. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Click the bell. We turn on notifications. Click the bell. You can join our stream. We do this every weekday morning. So have a good day, team. Good luck in the markets. We'll see you all tomorrow. Also, wait, one more thing, guys. One more thing. If you guys do want to do me a favor, my friend Ashley is trying to grow her channel. It is a Christian channel, so just a heads up on that. And you guys know me, I try to stay impartial with this type of stuff. But she's a really cool person. I told her I'd help her grow her channel. And so if you want to go sub to my friend Ashley's channel, I'll post this link here. Here's her channel. You can go check it out. She's a really cool person, like I said, and I'm trying to help her get over 100 subscribers. And so if you could go subscribe to her channel, if you're interested in that type of stuff, you can go check it out. And if not, just don't click it. And yeah, go help my friend Ashley out. Like I said, she's a really cool person. She's got some cool videos. It's a Christian, religious-based channel. But again, she's a really cool person and a personal friend of mine. So if you want to do me a favor, go sub to her channel. And yeah, guys, good luck in the market. I'll see you all later. Have a good day, team.
Have a good one, guys.